Hello, hello. I had to untangle my headset. Hi, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. And if you don't celebrate, hey, how's it going? So I see John's here. Good to see you. John, I'm not exactly sure. We had a little bit of problems with the chat, not everybody getting through. I think it's a software issue. I might have to upgrade. So good to see you, John. How was your day today? We're going to talk about holiday hoovers. I got somebody else joining in. And I got my little Christmas dress on. I'll show you guys in a minute. Little overkill. I got to have some fun in life. But yeah, I'm stuck at home. We got that terrible winter storm, and it's just not safe to travel. So I decided to just kind of chill. I made myself a nice little Christmas dinner and probably stuck at home for a couple more days. So, how's the weather out by where you guys are? I know some of us might have canceled our plans, but it's great to have you guys joining us on Christmas Eve. Um, 'Cause sometimes the holidays can either cause a Hoover or cause us to reverse Hoover. And yeah, it's super cold. That's why I'm stuck at home. It's too cold to use the ice or the de-icer. The ice doesn't melt with the salt when it gets too cold. So I know a lot of people are staying home. There's also some rolling blackout. So we'll see if that affects some of the people that join us. But yeah, these holiday hoovers, be cautious, because we have to protect our emotions during this time. And also don't feel bad if you don't get one. It has nothing to do with you. Narcissists are a whole different breed. Some of us are hoping to get back with the person. And the patterns that you see, do they really change? Their patterns continue. So even when you try to give them a second chance, there's Nathan. And yeah, I'm right by my tree. My tree's really sad, so I'm hiding it. Look at that. My little Charlie Brown Christmas. I ordered a new Christmas tree last year because my stand was messed up with. I have a pretty decent one, but it was just too wobbly. So I ended up opened it today, and three strings of my lights out of four didn't work. So it's not super lit up, but I can't go out to the store because of the weather. Nathan says, "Hey, what's up, John? And you love my decorations?" They say Merry Christmas. And yeah, I did a little bit of decorating. And oh, I'm on your TV. I'm a TV star now too. Fantastic. Is it life size? Am I 6'1" in your? I'll picture TV. My friend did that. She was scrolling through Facebook, and I have a couple different channels, and one I was teaching sign language, and so it was kind of cool. She's like, "Wait, what?" So a 32 inch. Okay. So yeah, it was a good sized TV. You get to see me for Christmas. And are you guys enjoying the holidays so far? I spoke with my mom today. My sisters were all going to get together. I didn't go. It's just too far of a drive. Oh, high definition. Oh, crap. Is there a filter on it? So, yeah, it's nice when people don't buy quality. I look better. um, but yeah, TVs have come a long way since I was a kid. Definitely, I grew up with a black and white TV. We had 13 channels, and one of them was Canadian. We also used the tin foil. Did you guys ever use tin foil for better reception? I actually don't like all the technology. You did too, Nathan. And it was I want to say a 13-inch TV. That doesn't sound right though. Maybe a 21-inch TV or something. It wasn't all that big. Definitely in black and white though. And ooh, all the way from England, Josephine, thank you so much for joining us. Merry Christmas. Definitely glad to have you. And we got John and Nathan. More people are going to be joining in. Josephine, so you are, what time is it now? Is it already Christmas morning there? Because I think you're ahead of us. So did you already go through your Christmas Eve? So definitely Merry Christmas. Thank you for joining us. And the flat screen is much better. Now, yeah, a lot lighter. Like I can carry that whole TV by myself. They were terrible. They were super heavy. So yeah, the technology is nice. Like it's nice all the things that we can do on our phones. They had this picture of all the things that our phone can do, like the camcorder. First camcorder I had was huge, and it was like $850 back in 1988. So that's probably, I don't know, close to $2,000 today. And then had the VHS tapes. So Yeah, go ahead and tell me if you guys have anything in particular you want to talk to. We have a great group of people here. John says Merry Christmas to Josephine. Nathan says, oh, the first cell phone. My bag was literally about this big old suitcase kind of thing. And yeah, the phone itself was like bigger than my head, pretty much. Walkie talkies. I just bought my grandkids walkie talkies because I love those. They haven't even arrived at their house yet. So I'm like, yeah, I love those so much. Walkie talkies are so cool. I don't know if my daughter will appreciate that. I bought one for each person in the family, but and a ton of batteries. Also got him some robots. It's 104 there. Oh, in the morning. Yeah. So, did you have a good Christmas Eve? I know sometimes over in the States we got a terrible storm coming or in the mix, and I'm stuck at home. I planned on spending time with you guys, but I haven't even seen my mom yet. She's been in the hospital. Hoping to go over there maybe Monday. So Nathan says it's going to be a lot on our narcissist hoovering. There probably will be a lot of topics. Some of us might be depressed or confused or excited that we didn't get one. Some of us will have some stories about what went down, what transpired. And you went to midnight mass. Excellent. Those can be really uplifting. And, that's the reason for the season. And everybody's welcome here, whether you're a Christian or not. But, sometimes our faith can get us through some things. And there's also, fellowship that's important. So my mom seems to be doing better. Thank you for that. The food, it's her texting right now. I'm only checking because she was in the ICU for a while, but she seems fairly stable. We're waiting to get her into a better facility. She's past the COVID stage, so that's good. And I hope so too. It's been what, 2.5 weeks now. I went over to visit her. My brother was going to go see her, but he got sick. He's in Wisconsin going to Michigan. Probably a 6 hour drive for him, 5, 6 hours. And so I decided, even though I was there the weekend prior, to go. And yeah, I ended up calling 911 and the emergency number, and ambulance took her, and she was immediately admitted to ICU. She had COVID and kidney failure and gastrointestinal bleed. So she's doing stable now. So thank you, Josephine. Um, Nathan says, what made you do more live chat, supposedly during doing their regular videos in your classroom? Um, I thought you guys were grown-ups. I was teaching online with the kids. So I have a school day job where I go brick and mortar, and then I was teaching online. I've been such a workaholic, and I just love you guys. I just needed a break, so I promised this one where I did like body language, tone of voice, and this lady purchased 6 weeks at a pretty high dollar, and so I decided to honor that. But I'm kind of weaseled off where I'd like to make this channel grow. So hit those likes for that algorithm to help this grow, because I'd love to do this 24. Like, this is really enjoyable. But I brought it down here because I have to redo. I don't know. I'm still going to be teaching online over the summer, so I don't know. I have a whiteboard too. There's all different ways, but it's kind of hard with the setup. Like right now, I'm in the middle of my living room. So I got this bench that's supposed to be over there. So it's just aesthetics. So, but I like doing live as opposed to the, uh, topic videos that I do, which I did do mostly up in the classroom. But I like interacting with you guys because I see you guys comment, and it's nice to get your answers when you need them. And as we go, I had John. Do you remember when it just happened that I woke up at 4 in the morning? He's like, "I need you. I need you now." And worked out. I was able to be there for him. I don't know why I woke up at 4 a.m., but he was going through a really tough time. So it's nice being able to check in with you guys, get to know you a little bit better. And John says, my two small garter snakes were in their fake Christmas tree tonight. Yeah, Dixie didn't get into the tree, my dog. Nathan says, a lot of plane flights. Last I saw was 2,100, 7,800. Is that worldwide or in the States? Um, and I believe it. Like I saw that this morning, and it's starting just now to hit Michigan. We had a little bit. It was pretty icy last night, but now we're getting like the snow. And yeah, it says I gotta show you. It says Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. So I got all sparkly for you guys, and thank you. I decided to to comb my hair for you guys. I sacrificed for you. Nathan says, "Yeah, you like." I thought you said alive because I did go out in the roads yesterday. But yeah, Nathan, you like it that I'm live. It's nice. I don't know. I think you can say I have more energy too. That kind of perks me up. It's good for all of us, and across the country. So yeah, they were canceling, and probably some of it too is there just weren't enough joint uh, ways to get people where they needed to go. Man, we've had it rough these last 3 years with COVID and not being able to see our families. This is right over Christmas weekend. You know, a lot of people, I had to work till Friday in the, well, we had a snow day. We had a snow day. So I was planning on going to see my mom, but, a lot of people haven't seen their family in a long time. And John remembers it well. So I don't know. Something wanted us to connect that night. And you seem to be doing so much better, John. I'm so proud of you. And Nathan says across the country that the weather next week is supposed to be in the 40s. I hope so. We might get some flooding. We might get some flooding then, especially with how much snow. And this time next week, you'll be going to Las Vegas. Nathan, have fun. And what happens in Vegas is going to come to the live chat because we want to hear all about it. Sorry, I'm sitting on a pillow. I got to get some. I don't know if I should stand up. I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'm trying to buy a house this summer, so maybe we can do some poolside outdoor stuff. Got to get. I tried doing some outside videos. Sometimes you can hear the wind, which I don't want you guys going through. Josephine says we had our cold snap -6. And -6 Celsius, which would be a lot colder than just Fahrenheit. Is it -6 Celsius last week? Snow and all Celsius. You did. you knew my American mind. So hard frost now 14 degrees, and at that Celsius, oh, it's 14 degrees above zero. That's still cold. And wow, were there a lot of accidents and injuries? Hopefully not. We've had hundreds of vehicles stuck for hours. John says, "Hope you have a safe trip, Nathan." And Nathan, Nathan. I had a friend who took $10 for all of his friends, and for some reason he hands me $50. I'm like, "What is like what?" He's like, "I took $10, and that was your $10." It was kind of cool. You don't have to do that, but New York had ice storm. Okay. Yeah. There are ice storms down where my daughter lives, a lot of frozen roads. Nathan says, I'm going to still be doing your live chats, but the time difference is going to be kind of different. It might work out for you because trying to figure out what works for you. That's the hard part because I work till like 4:30. I can do like 5:30, but that's also dinner time for a lot of people. So I don't know. And then also Pacific Coast, and we got wonderful people like Josephine. And Nathan says I got $1 million smile. Well, thank you. And $50 got me good toothpaste that guy brought me back. I'm just kidding. I can't wait until summer. Spring is beautiful, and spring. We got the new year coming up, and I want you guys to think about maybe some New Year's resolutions, things that we can do to kind of help ourselves. Because with the new year, it is kind of like the spring, something to look forward to, something to, bring life back into us. And, over the winter, it can be kind of difficult. I don't know if I have my Australian people because it should be summer there. But yeah, spring will be nice, John. I love spring, summer, and fall the most. Which did I forget? Winter. Josephine says we had many accidents, and our nurses and ambulance crews are striking. Are they striking over COVID, or what are they striking over? Pay? That's not good. Some strike over the vaccination, things like that. That's not good. I know how my mom's been in the hospital. They're kind of at capacity. So Nathan says, "Oh, okay. So Nathan, you're on my almost exact same schedule. So evenings are better for you. I don't know what time you go to bed though. Stay away from the narcissist is the biggest resolution, because a lot of us get tempted that we just get lonely, or we're hurt, or we don't want to process our emotions. So it's easier to go back to just there's other people out there. It didn't work. Low pay for the strike. That yeah. Oh, the bills are rising too. Yeah. Cost of living. Uh, it's getting so expensive. Uh, Gosh, I don't know much about the economics in your area, but I got family over in the Netherlands. I know what their stuff is. But I also went to China. I know what China's like. But Nathan says, uh, that's why I said she's going to try to come back, because she did this last year. They do the same pattern. She'll come back around my birthday to test the waters. Try to remember your birthday. Your birthday, Aries? Were you in Aries? Trying to remember. Nathan says, inflation is so bad. I see people doing the grocery shopping at the Dollar Tree. Yeah, and the Dollar Tree, what is it? $1.25 now? I don't think it's $1.50. $1.25. And yeah, like I've given my neighbors quite a bit of food, and I've passed up. It's just me, and I'm not super picky. Well, I don't have a wide range of things I eat. I'm happy with salad. I love salad and chicken, but roasts can be pretty expensive, or a steak. I'm not paying $20 for a steak for me. Like maybe for something special, but still, like it gets real expensive. And John, that's good. Yeah, my first narcissist stays away, and sometimes they just give up. They know it's either too toxic or not going to get them what they want. March 28th. Okay, well that's coming up. Coming up, kinda. Josephine says, "Oh, are those pounds?" So I don't know that sign. Pounds is what I'm believing. 100 per month gas and electricity, about $125 per month for gas and electricity to heat your place. And now I have gained so much weight. But thank you. I'm still in the target range. I used to be underweight. Sounds nothing to you. And that's the thing, yeah. But salaries too. Like, what are their salaries? Um, because mine to heat, what do I pay? I had a house where it was close to 650 to 800 a month to heat it. This place, 170. Trying to remember. Now it's electric. That was propane at the other place. I had some property and stuff. It was an old farmhouse, very drafty. And this one is kind of nice. You had the heat from the neighbors, but some of it is relational to your salary. Um, and still, I mean, you think about it too. That's still a good chunk of change. And so, can I ask you what the average nurse makes per hour? Do you know? Because I think ours are 30 to 60. Depends. It used to be like 14 for LPNs. It all depends on what part of the country. I have a cousin that's a nurse, and she traveled out to Texas or California, and they paid like 2.5 times. It was that traveling nurse thing, because she was crossing the strike line, and they also needed people during COVID. So she was making a lot of money. But I went to nursing school. How much was it back then? 26 an hour or something, which was in 97. Oh, okay. So Nathan, if my math is right, quickly, it's probably like 25,000 a year. So that's a good chunk. Yeah, it's pretty on par to what I'm paying. It's just costs their monies are different. So, are you lonesome sometime living in that big house? Yeah, I got a 3 bedroom, 1.5 bath, full basement, and um, I'm a workaholic, so I got to stop doing that. It gets lonely. It gets lonely. I don't sit down and watch TV, and I do a lot of pacing because I'm still healing, and I walk around a lot. So it's good for me to connect with you guys, also to do my own research on the healing things. And we got to be careful not to get ourselves in a trap because over the summer, I started going to the beach every day because I don't have to have somebody to go with me. I enjoy the exercise. You might meet some people, and uh, bought roller skates. I kind of lazy on driving all the way out there because I like to get done and be done. So I don't mind the exercise. I just don't want to drive like an hour to get there, an hour back, and pay. It's like $10. I went roller skating with a friend of mine down in Indiana. It's like $1.50 or something. I'm paying $10 for a crappier place. Nathan says, "Oh, okay, Josephine, I misunderstood. Sorry." Yeah. So if you think about it, yeah, she's paying what I'm paying. Nathan says, "I never can figure out why does a single person need a big house?" because because I'm me. Because I have a guest room and my office and my room. I had a sewing business, so that's why I needed the basement. And um, when I had my daughter, I had an office, her room, my room, and two. Well, no, it was a bath and a half, but we had what do we have? 5.5 acres with a pool and a jacuzzi and a river through it. So I work my butt off, and I just want to be comfortable. I could, I've lived in trailers before. You know, uh, if I was with somebody, I don't necessarily need this, but you have a studio apartment. Yeah, sometimes that's all we need. I've lived in efficiencies. I traveled, so I stayed in. Yeah, well, I don't. It was smaller than a studio, but it had like a little kitchenette, like a sink, and so I've lived in hotels. So I just figure, you know, why not? I'll clean it. Gives me something to do. Just it's like some freedom. Our house, that's why it's good to keep it clean because our house is our surrounding. I've been researching on hoarders. A lot of times, if somebody's a hoarder, that it can be indicative sometimes of a mental illness, like we're not willing to let go of certain things. And it's good for us to purge things that we don't need because it kind of closes in on us. I always said with my costume business, I had like a full semi truck full of fabric. Like, I'm not kidding, a full 26-foot semi truck full of fabric, nothing else. So I like rhinestones and thread and all that stuff. But that's why I had the basement, like a full semi, and no furniture that came afterwards. And it was like my blessing is my curse. It was just too much, and it was too much. So Nathan says, "You're a neat freak at home. I don't want one dirty dish in the sink." And sometimes, too, that can kind of go back to our childhood. What was your childhood like, Nathan? Was it like a mess and so you want it super clean? Or was it always clean? And that's good. That's nice to want it clean. I like it. I suck at organizing. I try really hard. Some people are really good with spatial relations. And you lived in a travel lodge. Yeah, I did something like that too. And if that's what serves its purpose, some people are super picky on where they live. I just need something safe, and um, sometimes they get you by. I lived in at a campground for a summer because, ouch, I was going from one side of the state to the other, and I was looking for a house. So during the interim, I wanted to keep or my daughter close to her dad and also her friends. So I just figured we stay at the campground, and I actually got a free. Uh, it was I guess it would have, a pull-along trailer. It was huge. It had 2 bedrooms, and it's probably like a 58 foot, something like that. But it had three three twin beds in the back room for my daughter. So I had bunk beds, a full bed for myself, kitchen area which you could convert into sleeping. It had a little living room and air conditioner, and that was some of the best memories living at the campground. Your rent is $431 a month. Yeah, mine's 1,200, so it's kind of expensive. And sometimes too, it's like, yeah, going back to the 431 a month would be nice. There's other things to spend money on too. So uh, hindsight's 2020. Looking back on the things that we could have saved our money on. Nathan says, absolutely, I'm totally different. The opposite. I grew up very poor. Yeah, I kind of figured you were the opposite. So, Nathan, or are you talking about for the cleaning, or the place? You want something smaller? So weird. I need to have a better seat. Let you guys see my Christmas tree. You heard studio apartments. I have a friend down in Key West, and he is paying like 1,600 a month, and it's 160 square feet or something, like 1/10 the size of this and more expensive. It's ridiculous. And he doesn't own a vehicle. There's no place for him to park. Um, yeah, I don't know. That's New York is extremely expensive, and like a hostel in New York, I went there. It was $165 for a night, and it was like, this is like the Chinese company I worked for. They paid for it, but it was it was literally probably 4 feet wide, 7 feet long. And it was $165 a night, and we had to share a bathroom. You could never turn your lights on. It had a ceiling with a grate, so the air would flow, but 7 foot ceilings with just like lattice on top. And yeah, you couldn't you couldn't talk on the phone, so you couldn't chill and relax. You had to go out into the main area. You couldn't check in till pretty late, and you had to get out really early. So I sat in the foyer for a long time. They wouldn't let me in. And here you can get a pretty decent, nice hotel for that. Your rent is 83 pounds per week. So yeah, that adds up though, doesn't it? Yeah, that's probably around $800-900 or so. Well, I can't figure it out. No, that's not right. So it gets, yeah, as far as comparable. If we did, yeah, yours is probably around 900 or so. If you do a salary comparison type thing, adjustment, yeah, pretty expensive. Good portion of your income, and life gets hard. We got a lot of stressors going on, and you know. Nathan says, even though it's high to live in Michigan, but if you go to Chicago, New York, LA, those cities are very expensive, and you live in the slums for what we pay for it. Yeah, this would be like $4,000 to $7,000 a month. And even in different areas, some in Michigan, like I grew up in the richest county in the United States, believe it or not. Um, but some of those houses were like astronomical. And the one I had was uh, that I grew up in was a good size, but not upper middle class. It was just, you know. Um, but I've been to Los Angeles, saw some of the movie star homes, and my uncle's a movie producer out there. Also went down to Tennessee, saw some of the country stars, what they have. My goodness. But yeah, you're right. Chicago, everything like that can be expensive. It's Los Angeles is the same way, but what we pay in Michigan. Yeah, my uncle who lives Del Mar now, I think, which he's right by Hollywood. He can see like the Hollywood sign out his uh, place, but um, it's okay, It's but the rent isn't, and super expensive. 320 per month. Yeah. And I was doing like a salary adjustment on what that would be. It's probably around 800. comparable to what we're paying, just so people in the States understand how much you're paying. Bel Air has huge houses, Barbie houses, like the magical places. Bel Air. I've never been to Bel Air. Fresh Prince from Bel Air. Got a little Will Smith going on. I used to watch that. Yeah, and that means beautiful air. That's what Bel Air means. We were doing some language translations last night. So, so Josephine, did are you still in the healing process, or what's going on with you? I know a little bit, and you don't have to share if you're uncomfortable, but John and Nathan are kind of put through the ringers with, so there are times that, there are female narcissists, and it often gets overlooked sometimes because, I don't know, women sometimes, if they're narcissistic, do it in a different way, or they're seen as women are more emotional, so they gets excused a little bit more. Also, guys are supposed to be the tough man, so a lot of times they don't complain about it. John and Nathan, did your friends believe the things that you were telling them about your person? Because sometimes too, when they go for help, it's not worth even talking about. Healing from 4 consecutive narc exes. Wow. And that's the thing. We got to start honing in on what these red flags are. And I've done it too. I've been with 2. And often we attract narcissists. We're kind, we're giving, or patient. And we got to watch out what these red flags are, because we can't keep continuing doing that to ourselves. It can be so detrimental. Did they ghost you, or did it just be, oh, guys, if you can't hear me and my mouth is moving, let me know, because when I cross my legs, I kind of bump this. So I've been through 2, and it's important to know what the red flags are. They're hard to spot. Did they have any similar things that they did? Nathan and John, feel free to join in. Feel free to hit that like button for the I get it half the time. Algorithm. But they're so good at lying. And we want to believe in people, and a narcissistic mom who hated you for being English. And she was English. She lives in Australia. Interesting. Did you grow up in Australia? There's something, I wonder, Grandma and Grandpa, I wonder about why she's upset about the English. Does she look English, or does she have some ethnicity look to her? Because I know, like with my mom, I'm not going to say she's like, we all have narcissistic tendencies sometimes, but I wanted to go to nursing school and they wouldn't encourage it. They wouldn't help me. It would have been a 2-year program, ADN, which you make almost exactly the same as a BSN, bachelor's. But she wanted to be a nurse. So she didn't want to help me. And so I ended up doing it anyways. But yeah, I see that she moved to Australia. There's something she doesn't like about English people. So, oh, you're making hot chocolate soon. Yeah, John, did you see my hot chocolate little shorts? And I have hot chocolate. Did I tell you about the hot chocolate at my custody battle, why that was such an issue? I had my daughter give my ex, after we broke up, a mug with a fish on it that said, it wasn't anything symbolic of home life or love or family. It was a fish. And I had 4 packets of hot chocolate, and that I had in my cupboard. I'm like, I'll just stick it in. It was a 99-cent mug. And he's like, it was 5 packets. And I was like, you mean to tell me it was sexually threatening that and he's like, yeah, under the circumstances, sexually threatening. And it went on and on how it's 5 packets instead of 4, and how inappropriate me felt sexually threatened. He weighs 150 pounds more than me, carries a loaded weapon because he's a state cop, knows pressure points, and yeah, hot chocolate brings back that's kind of a trigger for me, but I love the taste of it. Josephine, she is from the north of England, and I know Irish people kind of have a tip with each other, the orange and the green. Is it different in England where you got your two sides, north against the south, and white? Yeah. Is is she white? Does she look like you? Your mom? And I love that. I when I was teaching English to the Chinese, um, I had to say mom. I had taught him mom. Sometimes it was mom. I love that. So my mom found English people snobby, but you get good and bad everywhere. North, it is north and south. Okay. So yeah, with split nations, you're gonna see, the people look the same, but you got to be weary of some of them, and you look exactly like her, the pretty version. That's the young version, and that's why. Because uh, you know it's like looking in the mirror from the past. So hmm, how do you feel about looking just like her? I am not narky. Yeah, please don't be. Some of us survive it. Some of us realize it. And did you have a good father? Was your father in the home? Sometimes we have certain support people, whether it's a teacher or somebody from church or different areas of our life, a grandparent, that gives us the self-esteem that we need. Because as we're growing up, we we through mirroring learn our identity. We learn our coping skills. And I talk about the kids at school, how they don't exactly know how to express things. They don't know what they're feeling. And when they're told either not to express themselves, or they're beat down for expressing anything, like they get a big old whooping and they're told not to cry. Well, it hurts. They're told, go away. I don't want to hear what you have to say. It it affects people in life. So um, when you say you had a narcissistic mother, what was she like? What was the abuse like? Was it dismissive? Was it putting you down? I wonder if she put you down because you look like her, like nitpicking. Like, I don't like that hairstyle because if you look like her, she might want you looking the way she would want to look. And that can be hard to live up to because you want to express yourself. You want to be your own person. And John, are you adding marshmallows and whipped cream or just drinking it straight? Tough man. See if Nathan's still in here. I wonder if Nathan likes. I drink sugar-free hot chocolate. I used to have a sweet tooth, and now even regular soda pop. What do you guys call it, Josephine? Coke. What do you call Coca-Cola? Do you call it soda? I'm trying to think. We call it pop in Michigan. But I travel so much, I call it soda pop because I was sick of, like, where am I? Drinking it straight. I knew it, John. I knew it. Yeah, it's just too good. I'll drink it with like the mini marshmallows, but the ones that I really like are the dried, crappy ones. You call it pop. So you're, yeah, Team Josephine, Team Cynthia. And happy Thanksgiving, JG. Yes, happy Thanksgiving. Happy Halloween, honey. Good to see you here. And I'm just wondering if you're being silly or if sometimes we do. We had that, like, oops. I've done things like that too. Where it's like, oh crap, it's the wrong holiday. Happy holidays. Happy Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. We got that right around this time. And there's so many different people. So I got to show JG. I got my Merry Christmas little outfit on. It says Merry Christmas. Did you wear your sparkle glitter sequins? I got to glam it up to be at home. But JG, how's your Christmas going so far? Oh, you say season, Josephine. Okay, because Do you say for vacation, you say, I'm going on holiday? Isn't that what you do? I'm going on holiday for like a break from work. Season. Okay. Well, you also say tis the season, to be jolly, but thank you, JG. Yeah, Josephine, teach me. I love learning things. So over in England, they say season. Do you say Christmas season or you just say season? Happy season? How would you wish somebody? We say happy holidays when we want to be inclusive. Um, and that's the thing, like with inclusivity, some people don't celebrate at all. So it gets difficult, or some people, their holidays are way off, like in March or so. But JG, how was your Christmas Eve so far? I'm snowed in, and it's so nice for you guys. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, we're going on. I like that. I like that. Do you say straight away or right? Straight away. I like that for some reason too. Straight away. I don't know. There's different little things that people say, and uh, Christmas season or season. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, you just how things change. But Josephine, you had four, and how long ago was it? Did you get a holiday Hoover? Good Christmas Eve. Yeah, so I got my Christmas tree. It's looking pretty sad. I would have gotten more lights, but I have four strings of it, and when I put it up, only one of the four strings worked. So I got my fireplace going, my fake fireplace. But it's nice, to be able to connect with people. Even, Nathan was asking about me being live uh, instead of just doing recordings. And I like that better because I can get to know you guys better. We can talk about whatever topics that need to be addressed. I try to uh, foresee what some of your issues might be or questions. And it's good to like really get to, you know, what's bothering us or what we don't understand. Because when we understand what happened, um, we can look for red flags and we can heal the way we need to. So, John, you like it live better? Yeah, I do too. I get to be more myself as opposed to after a while, um, yeah, it's like I'm talking to a screen, and then I was teaching from home, so it was like constant just looking at the screen. I bought a new computer when my computer died, and it was so pixelated. It was a terrible camera, and I was getting like seasick. It wouldn't settle in for me. So I had to get like an external webcam. That's the thing that's so crazy. They can make good cameras, and they're just too cheap to put them into the computers. And nowadays, everything's live, um, or Zoom calls. And I need a chair or something so I could sit up straight. But yeah, I've only been doing live, what now, 2 weeks or so. That seems to be going good. We got a good following. I'm wondering if Samantha's going to join us because it is Christmas Eve, so she's probably not going to join us. She sent me a couple emails today. But some of the trauma that we go through can be life changing. And how many of you, feel free to comment, were you happier before you met these people? There's Nathan. Yay, I was just talking about you. And, but when we get each step, we get closer to healing. Like it's honestly, it is so enlightening. Oh, we Samantha, I was just talking about you too. So we got Josephine from England. We got John, JG. Got a lot of people here, and yeah. So Samantha, she's been joining us a lot. Josephine, I hope you join us a lot more too, because Samantha says hi, friends, and hello to Nathan. Oh, Nathan's our party animal drinking eggnog. Nathan says hi to Samantha and John. Personally, I'm glad this person is out of the picture. Yeah, sometimes too, we're like, screw that. And John says, hey to Samantha. I told you guys about my friend who's in the hospital, just lost her toe on her birthday. And she's still going through so much abuse. Uh, Nathan says, I was hoping you joined us, Sam. So we're building a community of people. I love that, getting to know each other and certain issues. And John sending a bunch of love. JG says at John, right? Heard that Christmas card. Haha. Are you talking about Sam? John should write one to Sam. He made me a really nice holiday video, which was really sweet. I was. You guys can comment. Was I not just talking about Samantha? I just said she might not join us because it's Christmas Eve. So, like timing, I summoned you. And JG, ex-wife. It was an ex like girlfriend. He had a 40-year relationship with a woman who passed away. And then he ended up moving on. Kind of still struggle with it. That's a long time to be with someone. And it was a girlfriend who didn't know how to be a girlfriend. And it was sad. Like John really tried. They can be misleading. And, so John, feel free to answer for yourself. And Sam says, "Oh, I'm glad to see you all," and sending some love towards Nathan. That's cool, Sam. And I told you we decided we're giving you nicknames. You're Sammy Sam and Josephine. You used to live in Athens. My brother and nephew went there, and it looks really cool. And now you sound Greek and speak some Greek. Yeah, we can. My daughter lives in Tennessee. Sounds more Southern than the Southerners. Sometimes, yeah, we'll pick up the sounds, and that's cool. You learn some Greek. I dated. Oh, I forgot about that. Yes, the Greeks. Josephine, his baby blue eyes went black. Oh, so you've seen that narcissistic rage. Mine had dark eyes. Looked like Elvis back in the day, pretty much. A mix between a or GQ model and kind of the best way to put it is close to Elvis, and really good looking. And they owned a Greek restaurant. They owned an American restaurant, Greek family. They had some Greek foods and things like that. But he took me out, and it was the oddest thing, dancing on the dance floor and with the girls, and we're just dancing, and this guy comes up and he wants to dance with me, and I'm like, it's not a good idea. And he's like, oh, come on. And I'm like, no, it's not a good idea. And I'm just like, oh no, or I'm here with somebody. But for me to say it's not a good, like, warning. And yeah, he got pissed at me. Turns out he took me to his uncle's place, who was like a co-owner. His dad was in a wheelchair, got shot, they got robbed. I think they had a convenience store or something like that. But yeah, they were mafia. But I've never had that feeling where I just said it's not a good idea. And they're very generous with the food at the restaurant. They wanted you to eat really good food. But what were some of the things that caused that black eye? I've never really seen the rage, like the full, because when we have adrenaline rushes, our pupils will dilate. So that's part of it. But they get so much adrenaline and the intensity. I've heard people say, like, yeah, like the entire iris, the entire color part just goes black. And it almost seems like they're a different person because it's scary. But I've never full-fledged seen it. But man, what were some of his triggers, Josephine? But yeah, the Greek. Not all of them, I can't say all of them, but that was my experience with a full blood. He was born over there and brought over here. And Sam says, hey, John. Nathan says, at least none of us have to go to work tomorrow. I do. I'm going to live chat tomorrow with you guys. Oh, so there goes your excuse if you don't join. Yes, we get to take the day off. And, seriously, it is okay, if you miss a meeting with me, because sometimes, just some rest and relaxation or connecting with other people. I have a challenge for you guys. Try not to do too much Facebook stuff because it can bring you down a rabbit hole. Can get you depressed, comparing, did they have a better Christmas than me? Or you're going to see a lot of loving families and Try to focus on things that pick you up instead of bring you down. I've wasted so much time in that Facebook funk where you're just, and it brings you into things. What was it? Oh, it was terrible. There was a dog handler who was getting a dog. What did I don't know. He must have been a purebred. I don't know if he was a Rottweiler or something. I don't know, but a big dog, and he's trying to get him to jump. I don't think it was a German Shepherd, but he like grabbed had the guy's hand in his mouth because he decided the dog decided he didn't want to jump, so he walks around the gate. I don't know what you call it, the jumping gate, fence, whatever it is, and all of a sudden attacked the guy's hand. And then he was like, and I'm like, I did not need to see that today. It was pretty traumatic for me because it was real. And the sad thing too is they had like the best reels um, competition, and it was a post where everybody was like, well, the person who posted it had like nine the tears of like, oh my gosh, that's so funny. I'm like, that guy was like literally having his hand for at least 10 seconds, 15 seconds, like being mauled by a dog. Like, there are people who find that stuff funny. Like, to me, it like, ooh, upset me. And I got so anxious. I guess I froze and, I watched it and I didn't want to. Is it me or did this year go by super fast? What do you guys think? Comment below. Nathan wants to know, did your year go by fairly quickly? Mine did. Mine did. I have a new job at the elementary school that I'm absolutely loving. Finally found the school I want to work at. And that kind of helps too if you're in a job that you like or surrounded by people. Uh, Purpose is kind of nice to have in life too, you know? Um, and I know John, he's been getting extra creative lately with his inventions, and they call you Nate Dog at work. Nate Dog. All right, Nate Dog. We have a lot in common because uh, my dad was Mad Dog. He's so soft. He passed away, but he's so soft and sweet spoken, kind, generous, like wonderful man. But they call him Mad Dog, kind of like the opposite. He's not a tough man. And then my mom's name begins with Corn, so we call her Corn Dog. But Nate Dog. I love it. So John's pets say hello, and I'm trying to scroll through. We got some people popping in. Say hi. Good to have you guys. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. And if you don't celebrate, still so good to have you guys here. That narcissistic stare is really scary. That too. They can just give you that piercing look. Sam says, yes, good time to be sleeping in. Yeah, guys, take the time for your mental health, and we don't always get a break, you know. So did your year go by pretty fast? Josephine says he ranted and raved, scared people in Coventry. And Coventry's a city or province or so, correct? And unless that's a word I don't know. I think that's a area. But yeah, sometimes those rages that they go into that makes people extremely scared, extremely uncomfortable. Nathan says, Josephine, what part of the UK are you from? I know you're from England, but like, what, like, is it a small town or some other town outside England? JG says, yeah, feel free to answer. You don't have to if you're uncomfortable, but sometimes too, that helps us understand some of the things. And just, you don't have to if you don't want to answer, but it's curious. Yeah, where do people live? JG says, my dad's girlfriend said I look like GQ one day. Glad I'm away from my family. GQ is like a compliment, though. Your dad's girlfriend. Huh. That can be dangerous, though. So, yeah, somebody was telling you, you look good. Josephine, I was born and grew up in Coventry and now live in Birmingham. Okay, I know where Birmingham is. Horseman had a big ordeal when we were chatting. How are you doing? You called, or you got online. You were in the middle of a big to do with your person, and the cops were called, correct? Um, and it was like an arrest was made while we were chatting online because he didn't have his cell phone with him. Uh, I believe that's what you said. Your cell phone. You were upstairs. I remember that, and the neighbor saw. So you said, "I'm free and away from the most narcissistic person, thanks to you." Horseman, we've been talking about you too. Uh, Not a ton, but we've definitely mentioned you a couple times, wondering how you were. So I did say that you did log back in to say, that she was arrested, taken away by the cops. But uh, did you move to your sister's? Is that what you ended up doing? If I am remembering, is she in jail? Has she tried to contact you? Thank goodness you are safe because that was scary. Uh, yeah, because you were on the second floor, and I yeah, Nathan says, okay, thanks, Josephine. I've heard of Birmingham. Yeah, sometimes we just need like a target area. Nathan says, I deleted my Facebook account. I'm glad I did. I'm thinking about doing that too because, um, when you know the truth about certain people, you can see just how fake it is, or superficial people are. It can be depressing sometimes. Nathan, how long ago did you delete that, and what have you done instead? Because it frees up a lot of our time. Josephine says the black eyes are caused by adrenaline. He was a political narc. Ooh, so was he in politics, or did he like latch on to a certain political affiliation and just went over the top with it? Because sometimes too they can be passionate about it. Um, and they say too, like politicians are often narcissists because it's power, it's a facade. You have to be in control. And yeah, Josephine, that's the black eyes. You're right, they are caused by adrenaline. And Samantha says, oh, think that has to do with the rage blackout. That's not confined to only narcissistic people, you're right, but rather the rage, because I see my uncle do it and he's not narcissistic. Yeah. Um, it's that adrenaline. Sometimes people get so mad, and sometimes too, if you think about it, if somebody's about to stab us, and if we can get that within us, that gumption to scare somebody away, that scares them. You know, like if you're like, get the fuck away from me, like, you're like, get out. Yeah. So sometimes, uh, but yeah, when it's in the middle of a loving relationship, it's not good. Um, So you're right. Horseman says, if you can remember me, that is, I I do remember you. And this is, was I correct, Horseman? I'm not sure. This is the thing, guys. I'm going to need your help on this, uh, because I don't know if I need to upgrade my software. So Horseman, I'm not sure if I missed a couple of your your comments. Um, my channel is literally a lifesaver. You will never begin to even know how your channel and your wise words help me make the most important move in my life. Well, thank you, for saying that. I'm sorry you went through what you went through. What were some of the words that helped you? Because some of us are still struggling. So you are definitely welcome. Um, I thought about it a lot, that I was very glad I could be available to you at that critical time. I, wanted to reach out to 911 if needed, you know, just trying to figure out anything to help you. So, Samantha says, Sam, were you on when he was here? I want to say you were. Uh, so Samantha says, Horseman, I'm glad to see you. Are you okay now? And sometimes too, you guys log in, but at different times. But uh, so okay. So John says the year went fast. And some of us too, like, without all the hassle. Josephine says Coventry City. Okay, so it's a city 16 miles apart from um, Birmingham. Birmingham. Sorry, it's late. Birmingham. Yeah. Okay, cool. Um, so Nathan says, I don't want to be a part of Facebook. Facebook didn't want to delete your account, but I did anyways. But it still doesn't go into effect until January 5th. Really? Why do they give people such a hard time about wanting to close things? I don't know. You deleted it a month ago because it was just too much crap on there. It's fake people, and it is fake people. I see all the I'm in love, and then the behind the scenes. It's like, you guys, like one lady at a different school I worked at. She's like, I can't stand my husband. I hate him. I hate him. And it wasn't in like a heated conversation where she's telling all these stories, but then you see that, oh, happy birthday to my babe, my love, my support throughout these years, and it's like, come on. So Horseman says, hi, Samantha. Yes, I am Sam. I knew it wasn't me. I am Sam. I knew it wasn't me. I've had to move away, but I've settled into a new life in the countryside with my sister's family, and I've already got a job. Yay, as they do in the school. Round of applause. Good. And compliment from a slime ball. What do you mean? You, you the slime ball giving me a compliment. um, and yeah, sometimes, yeah, like the compliments that we do get, it's like, oh, thanks. You're so nice. Well, you're a murderer, so or whatever. I live across the street from a murderer. But John says, good for you, horseman. Yeah, sometimes just starting new. Starting new. Get rid of the memories, the temptations. Nathan says, uh, oh, I'm sorry. Horseman, I've heard she self-harmed quite badly. See, when I try to scroll, sometimes it bobs too much. And I had to give my phone to the police as she sent a video of herself stabbing a pillow with a kitchen knife and saying that I was next. Whoa. What kind of self-harm? There's like bulimia, there's cutting, sometimes do drugs, alcohol, things like that too can be considered self-harm. Punching themselves or hitting themselves against a wall. She sent a video of that's crazy. Super threatening. Oh my gosh. Uh, I'd like to know more about this story, Horseman, like what the cops did, what they said, what the next steps are. Do you have to testify in court? Big hugs to you. Big, big hugs. John says YouTube is better. Yeah, so you can join me here. Nathan says, yes, it is. Josephine, the Greek was a Trump supporter and an American libertarian, obsessed with extreme freedom. Yeah. Oh, Bebop's way so much. And if I'm running behind, I'll try to catch up, guys. It'd be easier if it didn't do that. Yeah, sometimes too, like with that insurrection and things, people can go over the top. Like, if that's what you support, that's what you support. But when it becomes, you know, uh, over the top, extreme freedom too. I can understand that must have been very difficult, especially, uh, yeah. Nathan says, Cynthia was the only narcissistic coach who reached back out to me in my time of need. Oh, and you'll never forget me for that, Cynthia. None of the others ever did. And I've reached out to a couple too. Some do reply, or they'll just give you a heart. So, it sometimes we're reaching out for a reason. Because they say about, you need to have your feelings validated, and then they don't do it. I'm very thankful to have you guys. I have such a good group of people here tonight. So this is a perfect way for me to spend Christmas Eve, and I hope it is for you guys too. Samantha, Horseman, that's so scary. Glad you're free. Me too. And yeah, that is scary having somebody stabbing a pillow, and yeah, you were in your upstairs room, and you said she locked all the doors. What are narcissists and the Hoover? The Hoover, if you think about a Hoover vacuum, how it sucks up whatever. That's how it got its name after the Hoover vacuum. But a Hoover is when the narcissist comes back to suck you back into their life. A reverse Hoover is when the narcissist just kind of is overconfident and they either ignore us so much that we start missing them, or tease us with like this new beautiful life, and we start whatever we start feeling, we go back. So a Hoover is when they come towards us, and uh, a reverse Hoover is when we bring ourselves back into the abusive relationship. So good question, Stefan. And is and I think I'm saying your name the correct way, right, Stefan? John says, welcome to the channel. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. And John says they will try to mess up your holidays. And if you guys want to share some stories on some of the things that happened during your relationship with narcissists, also, it's a high energy for them, and it can be an overload sometimes. Also, it takes the focus off of them, or puts pressure that they didn't get the right gift, then they're going to be seen as less than. So there's a lot of things that go on with them. And sometimes too, if they do have other supply, they might have pressure from that too. And I'm going to catch up for you guys, so hold on. The words that helped me were yourself and others, Samantha, and different things you said made me realize that I'm not the only one. My sister told me that they were going to go to the police anyways. And the self-harm was she cut her wrists. Sometimes it's a cry for help. Sometimes it's to control you. If you don't do what I want, then, or to see how much you care. Or it's it's terrifying to go through, to put somebody through that emotional turmoil. And there's a lot of self-harm that happens because people don't know what to do with themselves. And some people are suicidal, some are manipulative. And Horseman, Samantha sends you a great big heart. Nathan, Stefan, Narcissist Hoover is when they try to come back into your life again. Exactly. Horseman, did you check the old film? I haven't yet. I gotta write it down. I need to start having a notebook by me. So I haven't. The film is so close to how my ex was. Okay, I'll have to check that out. And John says, you might have to send me a text. I do want to see it. I'll watch it. You guys, we could have a movie night. There wasn't copyright laws. I put it on for you guys right now. So I will check into that. John says yours hasn't. Hoover, yeah, giving you a little bit of peace. And sometimes too, does Hoover mean anything different in the United States? Hoover is the brand name of a vacuum. Hoover means, like I said, to suck the victim back into the relationship. And I don't. Well, we say hover, like to hover around somebody. I can look that up for you, but I think Hoover just means those two. Hoover definition. Because sometimes too, yeah, if we. Okay, so a vacuum cleaner, or to clean. What rhymes with Hoover? Yeah, to clean, informal, to clean a surface or material with the vacuum cleaner. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much. Is a type of emotional abuse or emotional blackmail. An unpopular one-term president who had the misfortune of taking office shortly before the Great Depression hit the United States. We had a Herbert Hoover who was our president. So those are the definitions that I've come across. Oh, okay. So Stefan, you're German and only know the Hoover Dam. Yeah, that's kind of, we don't really use that like when we're talking, unless it's with somebody who's dealt with narcissistic abuse. So, just like people in the medical field have certain jargon, certain language that they use. So, uh, yeah, thanks for asking. And das gut? Did you understand? That's all I know. Beer? Das gut? Eins, zwei, drei. I don't know German. That's great that you learn it. And I could tell you my German story. My mom's from the Netherlands, and German and Dutch are fairly similar. So she's working in the hospital. She was born over in the Netherlands, working in the hospitals in the United States, and we have a German person. And they're like, Mrs. Schuller, can you help uh, translate? Or should they go, do you know German? And she's like, well, it's kind of rusty, a little bit. I'm Dutch, so it's been years, but I can try. And so she's like, talking, like trying to ask him in German. And they start laughing. They're like, we just asked if you knew German. He can speak English. So she was so embarrassed. Uh, so welcome, Stefan. It's so good that, yeah, we've had some other people that weren't really 100% English, native speakers. Nathan says, so no, Stefan, it's the same all over. And JG, loneliness is the, can I hit it this way? Oh, man, I tried doing it. There's got to be, okay. Loneliness is the poverty of self. Solitude is the richness of self. JG, A plus. I'm going to read that one more time. Loneliness is the poverty of self. Solitude is the richness of self. And John says, good point, JG. JG says, dig more into solitude and keep away from the bullshit, the BS people. Very true. Nathan, Stefan, they came back when you're stronger. Good point. Thank you, Nathan, for pointing that out. It is when you become stronger that they come back. And Nate says, they know when you're stronger because you don't call them, you ignore them. And they need that validation. They need to stir things up. They want their ego stroked. They feel that you can't live without them. And when you start living without them, it starts like jabbing their ego. Excellent for saying that, Stefan. Okay, so I guess I can bring a lot of good vibes to the chat. Definitely. I just got home from the Christmas family meeting or dinner. It was great. Food was super. Everybody had fun. I feel happy right now. And did you see my Christmas? How do you say? Oh Tannenbaum, oh Tannenbaum. Christmas tree. That's what. I guess I do know a little Tannenbaum. You see my Tannenbaum? It's I was going to ask you a question though. Yeah, definitely good vibes. It's nice that you guys had your dinners together, and yeah, definitely. You definitely bring some good vibes here. So good you're here. I wish I knew more German though. And thank you for pointing that out about the strength. That's when they come. Sam says, tonight is rough. Yeah. Thank you for sharing your Christmas story because holidays can be hard. And you got 3 little ones too. It's probably high pressure. So you said tonight was rough. Husband put peroxide in a water bottle with a little water in it for rinsing his mouth. Then your daughter drank it. So she threw up and my husband was yelling at her. I told him to stop. Wow. Because she probably, did she see him doing it? And that's the thing with kids. Was that the 2-year-old? Which one? 2 or 6-year? Yep. It's either 2, 6, and 8 or 2, 4, and 8. Yeah, and the kid's already feeling sick. He's the one that left it out. So Nathan says, "Oh my God, Samantha, that's terrible." I know I had hated doing this. My daughter, it was her dog before, and then it was mine. But the dog ate some medicine, and we had to give it hydrogen peroxide to make it throw up. So yeah, it's 3% hydrogen peroxide that you'll have in those bottles, and rocket fuel. I can't remember if it's 98% hydrogen peroxide, 95. It's way up there. But that's what rocket fuel is made out of, 97%. So yeah, it can be upsetting to the stomach. Also, the foaming. Horseman says, I think that one thing people should listen to is previous relationships that that were narcissistic, that their narcissistic partners have been in. I wish I had listened. Have we not been warned? How many of us have been warned and we just look away from it? You got told things about your ex, and that's why too they say, should we warn the new supply? They're not going to believe things. They're going to think we're just a jealous ex. And hindsight's 2020. But people don't listen to it. We didn't listen to it. So there's no use reaching out to that new supply. It's got to run its course, unfortunately. And you're right. As we move on, who was it? I need to get better with Josephine had the 4 narcissistic exes. Like we gotta, if I'm remembering the name correct, that we gotta watch out with these patterns. We gotta listen, see that pattern, listen to people. Our friends have like an intuition about it. So John says that's not good. Hang in there, Samantha. How's the little one? How's your daughter doing now? That probably scared her, you know. And then to be yelled at on top of it. Yeah, I had my ex left his 9mm police pistol on the counter, and I come down my daughter on the nightstand, and I come in the room, and she's deep throating his gun barrel down her throat. And I'm like, you cannot do that. And he's like, oh, the safety, like, probably even be hard for you to do. And it's like, do you know how terrifying that was? It's like down her throat, a 9mm pistol, gun. Horseman says it took her ex-partner to have the decency to write a letter to my place of work to warn me that she had attacked him with a knife before. Let's read this one more time. It took her ex-partner to have the decency. Okay, so he wrote you a letter and sent it to your place of work, warning that she had attacked him with a knife before. Now sitting here typing it makes me realize how close you were. Yeah, and we often think, what did you think when you got that? Were you like, whatever? Like, come on, you're just jealous. She's my girl now. And we got some more people joining us. So if you guys like, you can hit that like button to kind of help with the algorithm, help this channel keep growing. So if you like it, go ahead and join in the fun. But Horseman says, I think that, I'm sorry. Yeah. And I mean, she got arrested for it. It'd be interesting to see what the trial brings, because I hope they hold her accountable. It got that video evidence, and that's how blatant they can be. Like, she recorded it. And they're not always the smartest. They don't think things through. And she gave him the evidence. It wasn't necessarily her word against yours. And my ex did that too during a custody battle. He kind of like the fuck her type shit, where he wanted to get rid of my pictures. At least he gave them back to me. One had like a big crumple. That picture cost me $70. It was like those glamour shots, but I gave it to him. But he crumpled it, but he did give it back. But he gave me all these like family pictures, anything with me in it, he gave it back. But one was a dated one, and he's trying to say that we weren't together, and I'm like, dumbass. Because he was like cheating on me, and there's the evidence. But yeah, they can mess their own lives up too. So Samantha says he's trying to blame me, and blame men, and it makes no sense. So I think you're saying he's trying to blame you, and it makes no sense. He's mad she threw up on the floor and lashing out. I just said, hey, she's sick. Don't yell at her. Yeah, and Samantha's like really sweet to her kids. I've heard a couple of her audio recordings. I listened to some today too. I didn't get a chance to reply though, because sometimes I take things in and process them a little bit. But yeah, the blame shifting, and you're like, I Didn't even have anything to do with it. And all of a sudden now it's your fault. So John, sending some big prayers. Yeah, I hope things get better. Samantha, have they, since we started talking, it kind of seems like they're pretty much the same. Have they gotten any worse or better? Um, Here you can see it's affecting the kids, you know. Uh, he was upset about the drawers. Nathan says, "Oh my God, Sam, I hope it gets better. That's terrible, very bad." Horseman, I had I hand on heart believe that certain traits in narcissistic people cannot be fixed, and it gets ingrained from childhood. Nate continues, the control part of them doesn't allow them to change. Makes me wonder if she was born like that. Um, the thing is our brains are shaping, and you know, I've showed you like that orphan. I've shown you brain scans where they, through neglect, they can have atrophy. The brain starts dying in certain areas. It's not uh, growing as it should. The connections aren't being made between empathy and stuff. So, you know, some people do have certain injuries that can cause brain damage. Um, but Horseman, what was her childhood like? You know, what was her childhood like? And then we can go from there. Um, but yeah, some of them are such strong triggers that they don't want to snap out of it. They're just too vulnerable or entitled. Sam says, model. Cynthia, work it. You want to see my video again, or my dress again? It's a little too loose. I even altered it. I don't know if you can see, but this back fabric's too stretchy. And I'm just like, well, I'm only wearing it at home. But I would normally take it in more. So thank you, Sam. Stefan says, no, we only talk about German language again. When Stein. Is it Steen or Stein? I don't know German. Stein. I'm going to say Rammstein. Plays a SB halftime show. Beat that, workers. Wokers. Wokers. Oh, yeah, the woke people. I'm thinking it's Rammstein. Yeah. I know stuff on the world's crazy. She's 6. Okay. Um, oh, 6 is, oh, those are beautiful kids. Little kindergarten, first graders. She's in first grade. I like them better. 6 is a really good age, and she's probably super sweet. Hydrogen. Nathan says hydrogen peroxide almost tastes and smells like bleach, a little white bleach. It does, and it bleaches things. I get it on my clothes. You can bleach your hair with it. Make it turn orange if you want. Yeah, it's eats holes through things sometimes if you leave it on too long. Bleach will do the same thing. John says near pure hydrogen peroxide can catch on fire very easily. Yeah, and it's rocket fuel when it's near pure hydrogen. And how tall am I? You know what? I put them on for you, JG. I thought about you. You ready? Do. I got my Christmas socks on. I thought about you earlier, but yeah, I am. I normally don't wear Christmas socks. I'm 6'1". So JG, Cynthia's about 6'1", 6'2". Yeah, 6'1", and like almost a half. So you're right. And just like you want to see me touch my ceiling? Can I touch it? I can touch the bedroom ones. It is the same height. So yeah, it's very tall. Sam says, yes, Nathan John, she is up and running around. I think we're all just scared. Okay. And that's the thing. Yeah. She threw up. Like I said, my dog has had that. It's, vets will recommend it if they have to get something out of their stomach. I'm really good friends with vet, and my daughter's also had that prescribed for the dog, so she should be okay. She got it out of her system. And I am very tall for a woman. I said that My family, we're Dutch, tallest people in the world. Average Dutch man is 6 foot. I'm 6'1". I'm taller than the tallest men in the world. If you think about it, on average. Stefan, I will not ask you where you live, but I ask, what's my favorite college football team? Tricky, tricky. I'm from Michigan, U of M. How's that? And what about you, Stefan? Nathan, you mentioned Horseman. I know I've mentioned it, but I would recommend if any of you get the chance, watch Misery. And it shows a great look into controlling. I'm going to, if you guys don't mind, since we're best friends now, I'm going to text myself to check that out. Next time, I'm going to text myself too that I need a notebook. Yeah, Misery. It's what he's kind of been through. And Stefan, we won't agree because I had the Crimson Tide, Roll Tide, and I don't sound like a girl from Bama. Well, I'll tell you what, when I lived down in Tennessee, it was Roll Tide all the way instead of like the Titans, like. And I made a lot of costumes for Bama, definitely. I had a costume business, so I'd add little logos, little cheer outfits that were for the Crimson Tide. So I take it that's your favorite. And good colors though. Pretty colors. Yeah, the costume business. I made all different kinds of cheer outfits and tall, cool woman in a red dress. Thank you. But we got a great thing going on here, don't we? This is fun though, that we're really interacting. That you still like me, even though I like U of M. But when I'm in Tennessee, Bama all the way. And it is fun too with the vowels. People really get into that too, the orange and white. But you guys are so sweet. Long, cool woman. Horseman, can I ask you as the host, was your ex really nice with you to start with? And how did things change? First one was more melancholy. It's almost like you break the silence. We talked for hours. He wasn't like the over the top, but he was a golden child and came from a lot of family money type stuff. He had to do his own thing. So they didn't, as an adult, he provided his own stuff. But as far as like the entitlement, just, also when he was growing up, he wasn't real popular. His dad owned the town as far as popularity. So everybody came to his house. So there's probably some jealousy, but the dad adored the son. Mom and dad got divorced and just left as some crappy stuff when the father went through some massive medical stuff, major medical stuff. So he had a lot of pressure put on him and confusion and abandonment, whatever. But the second one, yeah, was really, really nice. Fantastic conversations. And yeah, it's just, I've never been like physically abused other than I said, the first one kind of just, we were talking and he just kind of put me on the bed, sat me down. But no, I was pretty lucky. But there's different ways that people can be a narcissist. It's not always violent. It can be underhanded. It can be sneaky. Like as an example, me talking to you, I can be like, oh my gosh, like, when are you going on vacation? Oh, you don't have enough money to go. I'll give you some money. Go enjoy it. And then I'd like infiltrate and take your job. Little things like that. And you're like, she was so nice though. She wouldn't have done that. She gave me all that money. She was a true friend. It just gets confusing. So it's not always like screaming in your face type stuff. Sweet Sugar Sam. Man, Sam, you got more nicknames than any of us. That's not fair. You date me. And then you laugh. Yeah, I'm a pretty cool chick. I think so. Everybody has their issues, but I'm pretty easy. Horseman says she was a spoiled as a child, had everything she wanted. So there's that entitlement stuff. She was really attractive. She might be histrionic too. Her dad was military. and was away a lot. So she might have abandonment issues. Her mother was a company CEO, so she might have had something hard to live up to, or um, unrealistic expectations. And she had literally anything she wanted, so she didn't know how to invest into things. Things, easy come, easy go. Yeah, horseman. Sometimes parents think giving their kids everything, but that's not always the way to do it. So yeah, they I can see how that molded together. It's a cycle always. Sam, do you seem to see with your person, is it a certain, and you guys too, everybody who's on here, we got quite a few people in the chat room. Feel free to tell me your answer. Could you predict pretty much this cycle? Is it predictable to you? Like every 3 months, every 6 months, or certain, um, we broke up, my first one, we broke up when things were going good. And second one, I can't figure out when we broke up and didn't. But it was like, yeah, things are going good, and then you break up. It's just weird. And that's the thing too. You'll see that too. Horseman, when she started acting out, what was the reasoning for it? What was pissing her off so much that she's stabbing a pillow with a knife and threatening you? Uh, Not that you deserved it, but it's kind of interesting to see what Kathy Bates was in that. I've seen part of it then. I have seen part of it. So I think I know which one. You'll come to Michigan and we'll watch 8 Mile. I know you're picking up on. I like. That's a good movie. I've watched it several times. Okay, maybe. There you go, JG. LOL. JG. Uh, to Nate. Dog, giddy up. Nate dog, giddy up. Nate dog. Giddy up, giddy up. Wanna be my cowboy. Samantha says you sent me an email reply with your picture. Yes, and I was so glad that you did that. Um, uh, don't know if you've seen it, but warning, I look goofy and all. You are beautiful. You either smile too big. No, it was a happy picture. I enjoyed it. Wait, I just moved it, or not big enough. My sister just saw smile. So no, that was a beautiful picture. It brightened my day. So thank you for that. I appreciate getting to know you guys, and it forms a connection, like even deeper. So yeah, when I read your name, I see your face now. So I like that. Horseman says I was basically turned into a home husband. Had loads of friends and have always been a relaxed, laid back guy. I'd always worked before her, and she cut all of my ties one by one systematically. Yeah, and they are have a way of doing that. Samantha, you went through that too with your grandfather. Um, sometimes it's where we're like, is this really happening? And it's just time after time. Either they make us feel uncomfortable, so we're no longer inviting those people over, or they control, or they'll throw a little pity party, so we feel obligated to stay home or cancel our plans. And they want to isolate us. They want to keep us to themselves. Nathan says, Cynthia, clear up something for us. They say on YouTube, all narcissists don't cheat, but if they don't cheat, then how come they always end up with new supplies or exes all the time on the sidelines? Um, I touched on that. Sometimes people become narcissistic for different reasons, or you know, uh, people can become more sexual if they've been sexually abused. So sometimes two people will shut down. So 1 in 8 women, and I know it's extremely higher than that, but according to research, it's 1 in 8. But girls don't talk, so it's 1 in 1. All of us have gone through some physical abuse. This is at least 1 in 5. That's bullshit. It's 1 in 8. So sometimes sexual abuse can cause you to shut down, where you don't want to be physically touched, and um, and it can happen to guys too, or self-consciousness. So it's not always sexual. So some people are either afraid of pregnancy, STDs, to where they want to cheat, but they're too afraid of getting caught if they get herpes. the opportunity might not be there. So, husband and wife goes to work, you're at work, and then you're the one who has to pick up the daycare, and then they're going to be home, so you got the kid now, and it's just not opportunistic. So, uh, you know, um, you know, everybody's different. So some are just paranoid of getting caught. Some of them, if they were given the opportunity, if they, were comfortable that they wouldn't get an STD, comfortable they wouldn't cause or become pregnant, so there are outliners, you know. So no, they don't all cheat. They don't all cheat. But mine did. So, if they're not going to be cheaters, they're going to emotionally cheat. They pretty much all do that. My narcissistic neighbor, he's um, in a new relationship, and he 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 probably won't. He probably won't cheat. Uh, but time will tell. As long as things are good. I wonder if things go bad, because sometimes narcissists will cheat even when things are good. Now, it kind of makes sense. Not that you should do it, but it kind of makes sense that things are bad, they'll cheat. But a lot of narcissists cheat when things are good with their new supply. So, um, yeah, Nathan, I wouldn't say they all do, uh, but there's variations on why they don't. Now, if society was a little different, like free for all, free love, um, free medications, uh, there's certain things that will withhold from them, or they feel so entitled, so grandiose that nobody's prettier enough or handsome enough. So variations, you remember a song, it's like I was born in Michigan from Judy Garland, but my brain is I watched Born in Michigan. Somewhere over the rainbow, I get it. Or like different kinds of porn. What kind of porn are we talking about? JG, Seinfeld Kramer line. What's the Seinfeld Kramer line? Did I miss something? Tell me if I missed something. I'll scroll up. Nathan says, I've heard all narcissists don't cheat, but they always have backup supplies. Yeah, and that's the thing too. Um, yeah, and it could be like somebody they dated in fifth grade. Like, oh no, I'm lonely. I'll call somebody. Or even just, I know narcissistic supply can be someone other than a lover, but they always have some type of supply lined up. Yeah, and they ghost so much. So it sounds stupid. That should be a burnt bridge, but they ghost because that way they can just come, give some excuse like, oh, I was busy, got called away, or my grandmother was really sick, or whatever their situation is. They can weasel in. Because I always thought it was so weird how my first one, like, we never broke up, but we probably broke up 20 times, but I never knew it. And it was just odd. I'm the type, for closure and respect and all that. John says, the coolest chick in the world, Cynthia. You're so sweet. I'm only cold because it's freezing here. But thank you, John. You've been such a sweetheart to me. That's appreciated. Stefan says, oh, my dad was also in the military, lieutenant for the German Air Force. Ooh. Hmm. And did he go through the war? I don't know how old you are, Stefan. That was probably not. Oh, you said dad. Okay. So maybe not. But that was I don't even know when that was. My grandfather was in it, so probably not your dad, but are they stricter than American forces? I don't know. And being the lieutenant, so he was probably pretty rigid towards you as well, like follow the rules, I'm assuming. And you say, we got invited to Norfolk staff college, and I would read that as collage, but I think you are saying college in I just missed it. Um, in Virginia back then. We got invited to, and this is just because I adore you. This is helpful. I teach English as a second language, so this is not demeaning. That's if you're trying to say like university, that's how we spell college. Otherwise, collage is a mixture of things. But and maybe it's just a word I don't know uh, in your terms. But so you got invited there in Virginia back then. Um, that's kind of cool. You know, sometimes too, the things that life brings us. Like my uncle won the Nobel Prize, and the things that him and my dad got to do were like, fascinating. Nathan says, unfortunately, you don't know they're narcissist until after you're discarded, or you know something wasn't right about them, and it takes years. That's why people are like, will it work with the new supply? And it's like, it's just going to go through the same pattern. It's going to go through the same pattern. That's why, Sam, I'm worried about you. It's just going to be pattern after pattern. And over time, it builds up. So if the relationship falls apart, it's just a new, fresh start. And if it doesn't fall apart and you're continuing on as the main supply, it only piles up more and more and more. They get more buttons to push, more abusive. And Stefan, did you like that your dad was in the Air Force? Was he away a lot too? I don't know how they, probably high stress. And that's a good point though, Nathan, is sometimes too we can sense it, like something's just not right, or our family members or friends can warn us. And let me scroll down a little. You noticed something about yours right away. You did too. You did. You were talking with me. But then also, John, I hope it's okay that I'm sharing this, is you were flip-flopping. You're like, nope, I was wrong. She's fine. And she's not a narcissist. Yep, she is. It was like, and it got you in a panic mode. It was like every 12 hours or so. You're like bebopping, but like you were so confused. Like, nope, I'm going to believe her. Nope, I can't believe her. And it's hard to see through. And then you're like looking back, you're like, that was a nightmare. Horseman says, when you ask the reason why she did things, she would always accuse me of cheating. I never did, but she sort of hated others around me, even me talking on the phone to my family, when she would to families, she would get really angry. You're just taking away the attention from her. Also, she might be kind of paranoid that you might say she's being a bitch again, or she just keeps nagging me, or whatever. Uh, yeah, every 1 in 5, I believe it. You know, thank you, Sam. That's way more than 1 in 8. Um, and we're, yeah, girl, stuff being a girl. So Nathan says you're right, Sam. Uh, yeah, a lot of us agree. So protect your kids. Uh, Horseman says, then get to the boiling point. I'm not the retaliation type anyway. So when I used to say to her that, look, I've not cheated, I've not spoke to anyone, she would go through my phone list, history, etc. And uh, yeah, and this is where it gets tricky, because a lot of times when they project things on you, and you know, out of the blue, like, what is making you think that I'm cheating? And but there's times that some of us, uh, I didn't do it, but uh, well, I did ask if I'm like, you're acting. I'm not saying you are, but it sounds like you have a girlfriend, because we're kind of off and on and stuff. And they he never fessed up to it. Um, but sometimes too, it's a projection. But I knew when I was asking him that stuff, I said it in a different way than your person saying it, but uh, you know, it's hard to you can't just say that she is cheating because of that, but or projecting. But yeah, I don't know, huh? So Horseman, how did you handle that? A lot of times too, that's the thing. Like if you didn't speak to anyone, or if they're, sometimes narcissists will make us feel uncomfortable, like we know something's up. But she was probably just projecting. And Samantha says, emotional cheater is yours. So is he cheating, just not being there for you and kind of focusing on other things, or is he focusing on other women? Uh, so it's either, not being there for you and just being busy with other things, or are you saying that he's talking with lots of women on Facebook or different sites? Horseman says, then throw things at you. And that can be dangerous, life threatening, even if it's not intended. She hit and punched you in the face, then made you apologize for making her hit you. That happens. Look what you made me do. And I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you hit me. It's like, and we do it too. We apologize. We're like, what the hell? Like, I'm sorry I upset you, of course. But man, yeah, horseman, you didn't deserve that. She couldn't control herself. It wasn't you. Especially the hit and punching you in the face. God. How long? That's a red flag. And Samantha, I really want you to hear this too. That horseman, how quickly after you started dating was the first punch or scratch or hit thrown? Um, and then she makes you feel like you have to apologize. So Sam says, I wonder what one relationship would be like with both people emotionally available. I can't even remember. Yeah. And that's when it works. When both people are emotionally available. And it's sad when, people who could love each other, they just took the time for each other, or listened to each other, and just kind of didn't try to do that, all the little jabs. Um, we're in a society now where it's all focusing inward. We do have to build up our strength. We do have to put up our boundaries, but we're reversing things, like you take care of me, I take care of you. And now it's I'll take care of me, you take care of yourself. Fuck you, I'm not responsible for your emotions. And watch on Facebook if you guys see that, how the emotional advice is, discard. Nobody talks about working through things anymore. So with a narcissist, they do get to a point where they're not going to change. But it's getting to the point that people don't give a fuck. They don't know. They don't have the coping skills, and it's going to get worse. Mark my words. And Stefan says, you should make 2 points with every ex-lover. 1 is the person, and 2 is the time. Yeah, and each one, even just in our healing process, each one's different. So Nathan says, Cynthia, do they leave the new supply to go back to get back with the old supply? Do they know what the percentage? 6%. 6%. Now, as far as like marriage, it'll be about 6%. And this is where it gets tricky. If we're talking about like lifelong, it's like 6%. As far as bebopping back and forth, a lot. It takes an average of 7 breakups before you end up ending the narcissistic relationship, whether they do or we do. But it can be decades. I had one contact me 30 years later, and it just depends on, so many different factors. Are they going to feel like my first one? He badmouthed me so bad, and he's so into his image that for him to get back with me, he's going to look like an idiot, because all his buddies or family members are going to be like, I thought she was a piece of trash. He didn't say trash, but psycho or whatever the fuck. So they're going to think he's crazy. And I told you that story when he was with that one girl after me. They were engaged 4 years, together 4 years, engaged, and broke that off. And, we got back together, and he's like, man, she's going to think I'm crazy. Uh, and this was like, they just started dating, ended up having a 4-year relationship. In between that, we got back together. He's like, she's going to think I'm crazy for getting back together with you. And I said, why is that? And he's like, because I told her. So if he keeps doing this, like bashing me, like he hardcore bashed me, 4 custody battles over the same kid, all those, faulty police reports, just he made up a bunch of shit and played the victim. And then, tough man, he's going to look like an ass. So he's not going to go there. So, which is sad because I'm a good woman, and I don't know, but his pattern hasn't changed. So some do come back. Don't wait for the person to come back. If it's meant to be, it'll be. But they need to change, and we gotta, if it was ever to work, we gotta change the way we talk. We got to be stronger. They have to change. And if they're going to be the same person, it's going to be the same bullshit. They'll knock us down. We'll start walking on eggshells. They'll feed off of that. They'll keep, it's that power struggle. And so they can, all different variations. So if you want to ask your question a little bit more, like, will they get back with the old supply and date them for a while? But it's 6%, 6%. Sam says, I hate that they want us to apologize for the things they do. Horseman, I'm sorry you experienced. What did you choose? I wish this scrolled easier. Maybe I need to bring down my mouse for that. Horseman says, Sam, I don't even want another relationship again. It's going to be hard to trust anyone. And I agree with you, Samantha. And that's okay. Heal first. You want to be in a relationship where you can kind of spot some red flags. You're probably going to be hyper vigilant. So it's going to put undue strain on your relationship that you might start up. So heal, and, when it's meant to be, it'll be. So there's no need to rush, Horseman, but don't miss out on the beautiful possibility of a healthy relationship, because I'm not giving up. I'm not pursuing it, but I'm not giving up. Stefan says, I do modern day warfare. I work in investment banking for a big bank. Big Goldman sucks. Goldman Sachs? And I'm sure that wasn't even a typo. I think you meant that. What's going on with Bitcoin? Do you deal with that? Investment banking? Do you deal? There's some crap going on with Bitcoin. And I'm assuming, does that have something to do with that? Sam says, I understand, Horseman. Time to heal and recover. Horseman, how is things with you now? Samantha, better. I feel massively relieved as before. I really felt alone before I managed to find this channel. Oh, and sneak on it when I could, right towards the end. It was, yeah, I'm glad you joined in. JG, you were naughty last night, Cynthia. I was slap happy. So Stefan says he was away a lot, but only in cool places. I can't tell if that's RN or Arnheim or Amheim. Amheim in Netherlands. Did I do that right? I don't know. What's bad? I told you. I can't see if that's an RN or an M. AN or ARN. Arnhem in Netherlands. Strasbourg, France. Strasbourg. Monterey and El Paso, but never in a war zone. I'm trying. There's so many different languages I've studied, but that's what it is. I don't know them all. That's kind of cool, though. A lot of cool places. And so he got lucky. He got to go to cool places. Sam says, Horseman, I'm doing good. It is just trying to figure out what I'm to do. Sam says, to figure out what I'm going to do. And guys, as we go along, if you guys have problems commenting. I'm starting to think that I have a limit on how many people. You guys are welcome to stay. But I know last night we had some chat problems where I wasn't getting your chats, and so I don't know if I have a limit, and I think I do. I was kind of hoping to wait. It's like $1,000 for upgrading the software, and you got to pay for the whole year at once. That's gonna be a yearly thing. But I'll be here for you guys. I was just kind of hoping to wait till the 29th. Got money in the bank, but I also got credit card bills, and I don't know what they're at. So, Horseman, you were even starting to believe that you were the problem. Mentally, emotionally, I was a shell of the man that I was before, but I didn't really feel that I could tell anyone. As a man, exactly. That's why female narcissists have been under the radar for so long, because men weren't speaking up. And that's sad, because men can also be sexually abused, physically abused. They're a little bit better about it, but it used to be where they were laughed at for it. And that makes it hard to either get the help or express, to get your feelings validated, to even ask questions. So, Horseman, that's part of the cycle of abuse. Is we start thinking we were the narcissist, because sometimes we do that reactive abuse and we start questioning ourselves, like, why am I like that? Why did I do that? And they also make you feel that way. So John says, you're right, Cynthia. I was up and down with it, but it was so evident that she was full of crap to begin with. You did see the red flags. You mentioned the red flags, and you used that cognitive dissonance to kind of hide what was really going on, because it hurts more when you pick the harsher reality. Sam says, totally ignored me. If I mentioned that I need something or want time with him, he will totally do something different. I find myself always being ignored. He doesn't talk to other women. He hates people. Yeah, so emotionally unavailable. So I don't know if I'd consider emotional cheating, emotionally unavailable. And I can relate to that. That's what I went through. That, yeah, you just feel lost, I tried having conversations. Like, I'm like, oh, my friend, da da da. And he's like, I don't care, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I really don't want to go, oh, our baby pooped again today. And like, I kind of felt like lost. I moved across state to be with him, so I didn't have friends to hang out with. And that, I think it was back when we had long distance phone calls, so I wasn't really calling people because it was so expensive. And there were cell phones then, but it was like $1 a minute, $1 a minute, people. And yeah, you start feeling lost. And then your support person, the only time they talk to you is to either ask you for something. It can be nice, can you help me fold the towels? There's nothing wrong with asking that, but it's like, can you ask me to come sit and watch TV with you? Or you start feeling lost in this relationship. And the hardest part too, though, is if you're talking to them after the discard. That's when I got flat out ignored. But if you're in the relationship and they're just ignoring you guys, all right, sorry about that. Totally ignored you. Gotta rearrange. So if you, yeah, and that's hard. Horseman says the first time was after work. I went to watch. Hold on. Man, the scroller. Thanks for your patience, guys. The first time was after work. I went to watch the football, which you call soccer. Okay. Yep. You're right. We do call it. Wait a minute. No. Yes. You're right. So you were watching soccer, football, as you put it. And with the lads, she called my phone, but I couldn't get here because of the crowd noise. When I got home, she attacked me. Yeah, and that's not good, because I was over in China and we went to a soccer or football game, as you guys call it, and it gets loud. You can't even hear your phone. And then when you say attack, was it verbally attacked or physically attacked? Either way, it's not cool. But yeah, sometimes over a missed phone call, and they don't seem to understand, like they won't believe your excuse, or they are so insecure that they have to know where you are every second of the day, and you never get to enjoy the things you want to enjoy. She should know what's up with the soccer game. So that's hard. Horseman says, blacked both my eyes and scratched my neck, smashed a cup up against the wall. Sorry, it's highlighting stuff. Then she broke down and said she was sorry and told me to never leave her because she knows she effed up. Um, they either don't want a police report against them, they realize they kind of pushed it too much. And, sometimes we do stay. Why do we stay? Um, how long were you together with her at that time? Sometimes, too, it can happen early on in the beginning. And we think, maybe it's not going to happen again, or they were good for this amount of time. Um, and how many times did she physically attack you, Horseman? And how long were you guys together? John's sending you some sympathy. So sorry that you had to go through that, Horseman. Horseman says, I thought she would change. I was so wrong. It went from there. I lied to the lads at work. That's why we start feeling like we're narcissists. And I'm not judging you, but this is what happens is now we got to make up an excuse. And that's kind of narcissistic, lying to people. So we're shame. We're either covering it up or we have shame, and it starts changing us into somebody narcissistic. So we got to be careful on that, because if the lads at work start finding out, they're going to think you're not a trustworthy person and you can't be believed. And I'm in the same boat, so I'm not judging you. I get what happens. And you lied to the people at work and told them you've been in a fight. She told her mates, I had been in a fight at work. And sometimes, too, you got to be careful that other people don't get in trouble for that kind of stuff. Because, she's a tiny woman. They might be like, yeah. And she might say some guy's name at work and he might get a charge against him. So sometimes lies that we think are, but with the collaboration. And Stefan says, why do you call yourself a narcissist? Why do you brand yourself like that? Why not take your real name and shout out to all people? I am me. I am back in the game. Haha, Cobra Kai reference. Yeah. And I don't call myself a narcissist, but I haven't seen, is it Cobra Kai? Not Cobra Kai? Cobra, yeah, I think you're right, Cobra Kai. Um, and you're right, like we are who we are. And I'm back in the game. So yeah, let's not worry about what we were, what we are. Let's focus on today and move forward and heal and love. Horseman says, thanks, John Moran. I'm out of it thanks to good people's advice on here. And yeah, I appreciate you guys. You guys add a lot to the conversation, a lot to the perspective. Nathan says, Horseman, you be cool. uh, Horseman says, oh, it's cool now, Wheeler. The lavish Libra. Oh, feel free to interact with us. I see you retracted your message. That's okay. Lots of love. Sometimes it takes me a minute to get down to you, but I'm not ignoring you. So hopefully you're still on here. Um, and I'm sorry if I took too long or if you just changed your mind. It's okay to change your mind. Stefan says, now we deal with knockout short sales and all the evil stuff, but we keep our hands of off crypto. I'm wondering if you said we keep our hands off. It says of crypto. Um, we are professionals. Yeah, and I don't know. Is that like the biggest scam that was out there? Can you imagine losing, what was it, over $1 billion in a day? I get mad when I lose $10. And Samantha says, "You sound like an amazing man, and I'm assuming this isn't for me." And I'm glad you're free from that, horseman. Sorry you experienced that. And it's sad how much abuse goes to people who truly try to love people. And John says, "I'm not having any problems with the text so far. Thank you for keeping me posted on that." Sam says, "Don't need fancy setup. We're happy just like this." And um, well, I don't really need a fancy setup except to accommodate. So uh, I'm assuming that you're talking about the software. And I could make it super fancy, but no, just to accommodate. Even like if I wanted to do Zoom calls, if it goes over 40 minutes, you have to do some membership. But no, it's like $1,000 yearly. Like, I don't know. I'm still looking around at other ones. Nathan says, and this one was full year up front. I don't mind paying monthly, but I don't want to pay the full year. I don't mind monthly, but you know. Nathan says, "Cynthia, where you see yourself at in the future?" I don't even know. Say another year or next 5 years. Oh, scrolled too fast. Hold on, I gotta go back up. Um, Next 5 years. If we live that long, what? Hey, now I'm about to die. You never know, though. Like, I am 52. They just said the life expectancy now is 78. I think they said might have been 76, but it's gone down. First time in 20 years it's gone down, something like that. They just announced it today. It's 76 or 78. I can't remember. Isn't that weird how your mind, I know it's an even number though. Mind picks up on certain things. So if we live that long, what do you see yourself at in the future and where you see yourself going? I'm a free spirit. I do want to buy a house. I am single, so it's kind of like I'm kind of torn. Do I buy a house and just live my life and see what happens? But it'd be kind of sad to invest in something and then just have to give it up. Like I could have just coasted for a while in my townhome and invest it with somebody. So it's kind of, I don't know, but I'm single, so I don't know. I'll probably still be at the school. I want to retire early. I get my pension, and I don't know. I don't know. I lost my father. Mom's not doing the greatest. I do have two sisters in Michigan, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm just going to enjoy life and kind of take it easy. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see what happens this summer. I like summer stuff. I'm not going to go out and about that much in the winter. Uh, I it's too cold for me. I get frustrated shoveling off the snow. My car is completely covered. Horseman says, "Great question, that Wheeler. Where does everyone?" Yeah, guys, we got this new year coming up. So Nathan was asking, Horseman saying, "Yeah, people, what's up? What's up? What are we going to be doing here with ourselves? What aspirations?" Good vocabulary. What do we all want? What do we hope to achieve? What are some things that are important? What about you guys? Nathan and Horseman, we'll let you get the ball rolling. Samantha says, "I said cheating because he will pour his attention into the kids." And that's emotional cheating. He's giving the emotional attention to somebody else or doing something to where it feels other. Every other thing is more important than me. And you're not high maintenance. Just acknowledge me. I was like that too. I'm not high maintenance, but they walk right past you and just say hi. Like, you'd like a hug, but I'm not even going for that. Just you walked in the door and you walked straight to the living room. I had that too. And it's hard, and we feel dead inside because they're treating us like we're dead. And it's like we want to live. It's different. Just, I don't know. You feel trapped. Big hug, Sam. I know that's hard. Stefan at and is it Hatton World? Domination. It's Christmas time. Haha. Horseman says that's the one Stefan, world domination, great aspirations. I see what you're saying now. Yeah, let's just take over the world. Um, yeah, I'm gonna learn how to bake a cheesecake. That's what I'm gonna. You guys take over the world. I'll cook. Stefan says, uh, or I buy the New England Patriots and let them play women dodgeball. I broke my arm playing dodgeball in fifth grade. Ball hit and I slammed and broke my arm. And I was a gym teacher too. I loved dodgeball, but for a while it wasn't even allowed to be played. Horseman says, when you ask how many times, she got more regular and would turn physical, even if I mentioned going out or spoke about anything else. If my parents came to visit, she was like a different person. That gets really hard to handle. Sometimes they do. Their voices will even change sometimes, their demeanor. They seem like a whole different person. Their facial expressions, the things that they do, the things that they say, the topics that they act interested in. And it's it's heartbreaking too, because they could be interacting with your parents. You're like, this is like the perfect boyfriend or girlfriend. Like they're so knowledgeable, they're so friendly, they're laughing. And then with us, they bitch at us, or hopefully not physically abuse us or emotionally. It's still on that dodgeball. And you said women dodgeball too. Be nice to us girls. Girl power. Stefan says, if you want to see a good scam, just watch The Big Short. Great movie. The Big Short. Huh. Okay. The Big Short as in a shortage of money type stuff. Hmm. Is it a financial one? Horseman says, if I had bruises, she would tell them I was out and make excuses. So, guy, as a construction worker, tattles, stubble, melly man, so to speak of, lol, speak up. Don't be an idiot like me. Yeah, and I don't know if you mean tats, like tattoos. Uh, I've never heard of tattles, like tattletale, but I think you mean tats. Sometimes too, I shouldn't read into what people are trying to say, but yeah, sometimes guys, you got it hard. You're supposed to, be the big burly guy, and then uh, sometimes thank you guys for not hitting back, you know, uh, but you need to be safe too, and that you also don't want to get the law involved. I mean, if you continue on in the relationship, you don't want it to get to where it escalates into there being some court proceedings, because sometimes too, you know, uh, not all court cases turn out the way they should. And I'd hate for you guys to be seen as the abuser if you're not abusing. Horseman says, okay, tattoos. I caught on to that. So yeah, tattoos. Thank you for that. John Moran, wish your mom a happy holidays for us, Cynthia. I will. I'm hoping I get to see her soon. I haven't seen her in a week and a half. She's been in the hospital. But yes, I will, John. And happy holidays to all of you guys too. Stefan says, can I visit you to have a place to sleep while I watch a Spartans game? No. Or the other team. Depends on who you like more. Stefan, I told you. I told you. I said U of M, University of Michigan. And I'll tell you what, to be honest with you, growing up, it got so confusing. I'm going to go watch Michigan. And that to me is Michigan State, because it starts with Michigan and then state. So you hear Michigan, but Michigan State is state, and University of Michigan is Michigan. And it took me like probably 8 years to, and I still sometimes do this. Just, yeah. And I don't, yeah. Like my dad used to teach at U of M. My cousins were in the marching band. My sister's on the synchronized swim team. Um, Graduates from that. My uncle, who got a Nobel Prize, was honorary speaker at graduation. So a lot of things in my family are U of M. But I went to the upside down U of M because I didn't want to stay in the dorm. So I went to Wayne State instead, because I'm like, I am not living on campus. Had no desire to do that. So I don't know. You're going to watch a Wayne State game with me? Stefan, I know you mentioned um, maize, which is yellow. Yeah, maize and blue, yellow and blue. It's like a deep yellow. You're right. Nathan says, I hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Yeah, and let's just encourage each other. Let me know if you guys want to celebrate New Year's with me. Maybe I'll do a New Year's one. Horseman says, I'm going to do one tomorrow too if you guys would like to join. Thinking maybe earlier. Uh, I don't know. Unless you like the late night, we can do that too. If you guys give me suggestions, same time or earlier, I'd like to have you guys again if you can join. And your sister said that her problem was that I'm actually not a bad looking normal guy. Ooh. Oh, you guys are making it too fast. Okay. Oh. I'm going to bring down my mouse next time. It makes me have to click too much. This is my new setup down here. I took you out of the classroom. It just has a problem with dragging because I like to have my hand over. So the problem is you're actually not a bad looking normal guy. If you have ever seen the A Team, I apparently look like Face. I wish I had his money though. I wish you had his money too. um, okay, so yeah, uh, so was she jealous of you looking nice or making her feel insecure? Sometimes too. That's why with the new supply, we're like, oh, she's uglier than me. Why would he pick her or whatever your situation is? It just might. It could be a good person, or it could be a different taste in a person that's different than yours, or um, it might be because of their insecurities. Like I don't have to worry about it. Nobody's gonna, and it's sad how society is, but um, yeah, it's don't compare yourself to the new supply. It's not worth it. You know who you are. And Steph, uh, Sam says, mine says that no other man would want me to. And we got to be careful with that because over time, it's going to make you feel that way, Sam. And they do that so you feel like, why should I leave? Nobody is going to want me. Sam, you are beautiful. You sent me your picture. You have the sweetest, cutest little voice. And I mean that like in a loving, motherly, tender, happy. There's something beautiful in your voice. And says that another man wouldn't treat me bad like he did. Another man would give me the beating I deserve. He says, "Oh, so he's so sweet." And yeah, I mean, it could happen, but there are other violent people out there. But he's already like trying to make you feel thankful that he only beat you a little bit. It's a manipulation tactic. And he's also trying to put fear. Like if I leave, I'm going to get the shit beat out of me by somebody else. It's unsafe to leave. So uh, it's a manipulation tactic to keep you trapped, to keep you feeling insecure, uh, hopeless, helpless, hopeless. Stefan says it's difficult to get into college sports. It just moved. When you live in Germany, is what I think I read. Um, yeah, you might not have as many colleges as we have. Is that possible? Are your universities and colleges larger to where there's only one sports team and a lot more people trying out? Also in America, we are entitled. Everybody gets to be on the team. Not always like U of M and stuff. You gotta make the cut. But I told you guys that story where I was missing cheerleading and I went and cheered at a different school. There's like I can't remember. I don't want to sound like I'm exaggerating. It was like 250. I want to say 450, but it was like 250 guys on the football team. And there was fourth string. It was like, you want to be on it, you can be on it. So it was like hundreds of guys. They just took everybody that wanted to be on the team. Those guys probably never even played. So the Big Ten, yeah, they're a little more. I got to try to scroll down. Sorry, guys. I don't like hot bebops. I will use my mouse next time. So it's difficult to get into college sports when you live in Germany. And competition stiff. Horseman says, yeah, I get that, Sam. They are the insecure ones. And Sam goes, you are so right, Horseman. JG, there you are, JG. Spineless, childish woman will gaslight you, manipulate you, try to psych you out. Recognize it, stay calm, toy back, and laugh at them. Flip the script on them. Yeah, they won't know what to do. And John says, have a great holiday, Nathan. Merry Christmas to everyone here tonight. John, you staying with us or you're heading out? And yeah, it is Christmas. It is Christmas. We're spending Christmas Eve together. And I'm so happy that we're doing this because, it kind of sucks sometimes being alone. And it's good to have some friends. A lot of energy going on here, a lot of conversation, and just getting to know each other. Horseman says, I don't know why she was like she was jealous, maybe. Why would she be? She was beautiful, and I always told her she was. But like Samantha just said, her ex constantly put her down. My ex loved it doing that. Here's the thing: if I don't feel beautiful, and you tell me I feel beautiful or I look beautiful, I'm gonna be like, well, I got a poochie belly or I got acne or like whatever. You're just fucking saying that, like just. Or if I hear it all the time, it's like, oh, yeah, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful. Like, Jesus, everybody fucking says it. Like, I'm sick of fucking hearing it. It's weird how it works. So it goes to the self-esteem of how much they believe. They might not feel pretty enough. Maybe their sister was prettier, or maybe whatever happened, and somebody teased them. I was like, not that I'm a narcissist, but I was teased, by my brother a little bit. Like my legs were thicker, I was a little heavier, and I'm 6'1", and I felt like a big woman, and I still feel big even when I'm wearing a size 4, which is tiny. What does the average woman wear? A size 12, 12 or 14 now. So, I'm tiny, but I still feel big. And so, uh, yeah, even though, and it's harder too when you're beautiful. Any little thing, just like a brand new car. If you have one scratch on it, it's like, fuck, damn it. But if you have a crappy car with a lot of scratches, you're like, it's my beater. So she's starting to feel like the value is like that scratch on the brand new car. Like it's not supposed to be less than perfect. So it's kind of like a high image that they feel that they have to maintain. It's interesting how people see themselves. Samantha says mental war games. It is. Sometimes they have mental war games within their own head, sometimes in between people. Horseman, Merry Christmas to you, John, and also everyone. I like that you included everyone on this wonderful chat channel. John says, exactly, Samantha. Stefan, wow, I always write that wrong. What? You always write what wrong? And if you spelled it, I always RIGHT, that wrong, means you always correct the wrong. And I believe you meant it that way, but that's why, like, Stefan knows German, learned some English, and different word choices, different things. We're products of things that we know, and communication can be difficult sometimes, even just between people in the States that we, pop. What is pop? You'll see people travel to different regions, and we're all like English speakers. We don't even know what we're talking about. Aluminum foil. Do you know what aluminum foil is? Aluminum foil. Wheeler says, I'm still here. I ain't going nowhere, Cynthia. That's good. Yeah, we'll stay here till our bladders give out, and then we'll say goodnight. John says, still here, not going anywhere. And I like hearing that. Horseman, where is everyone from, by the way? It's really good, warm feeling, good channel here. And thank you. Well, we got England. We got Ohio, Michigan. Where else do we have? I'm thinking that's where it is. Birmingham. Is that right? Let's see who else is still here. Hotel. Let me scroll up just a little. Are you in a psych ward called Philadelphia in Pennsylvania? You're in a psych ward called Philadelphia. I always got Pennsylvania and Philadelphia, or Pennsylvania and Philadelphia, because I had somebody tell me they're like, I'm from Philadelphia. I'm like, oh, what part? Like, it's Pennsylvania. He told me the part was Philadelphia. So JG, Pennsylvania, all the way over. I went to, oh, I'm not going to remember the name. I spent some time, almost went to Geneva College out in Pennsylvania. If you know where that is, it's a Christian school. Because I had a crush on the guy. But I'm scrolling up for you guys. Sorry about this. So yeah, kind of East Coast of the United States, because Pennsylvania is also Eastern Standard Time. And Sam says, just evil people, horseman, nothing to do with you or anything you did. They'd be evil just the same, with or without you in their life. Hugs, horseman. So yeah, sometimes it we're the targets. We just happen to be the target at the time. The new supply, that's the new target. It's just an easier target, fits the narrative better. Narcissists make up their own narratives. Nathan says, Cynthia, have you ever felt uncomfortable being tall? Oh, of course. And were you ever teased in school, or do you wish you were average height? I know a lot of people, it's nice I can reach things, but I hit my head a lot. And I did some modeling before, but I'm too tall for like JCPenney. Like, I've been turned away because I'm too tall. So I have done some, but if I was shorter, I'd have a lot more opportunity to have done that. And even acting, I love to act, but I'm 6'1". Like, it can happen, but even just you're going to miss out on a lot of parts because of the height. And I know some actresses are tall, but I wish I knew that I liked volleyball. I missed out on an opportunity to be a professional basketball player over in Germany because I thought the guy was lying to me. It was a very tall black man, and I thought he was giving me a BS, like using the fact that because there are more black people that are in pro basketball. So I thought he was just kind of using it as a pickup line. Turns out he was on the up and up. And yeah, it was quite a bit of money too that I walked away from just because I thought he was using it as a pickup line. And that was my fault. I should have tried to understand it a little better. But sometimes we're in such a corrupt world, and I've been screwed over many times, and sometimes it's just not worth going there. So as far as being tall, it's hard to find clothes. It's like next to impossible. And like right here, yeah, but like these are extra tall, and I like my pants to come down here. These are extra tall pants, extra tall, and they're way too short. And yeah, I don't like that. I like wearing clothes. So I don't know. I've dealt with it, but that's part of the reason I'm single too. Short guys or married guys like me. Single tall guys don't. It's weird. It's weird. Sam and I will go out, Samantha and I will go out to the bar and we'll prove that little theory because, yeah, short guys will hit on me if they're, single or married, but married guys hit on me. But for some reason, tall single guys don't. It's weird. But it is what it is, I'm definitely noticed there are times, when my daughter was at the beach, I could look and scan for her. It's nice that way. I can see things that shorter people can't, I stand out too. Once it got me in trouble though, because I, 7th grade, was running into class, and as I'm running, my hair's hanging out the door. So my body was in, but my hair was kind of flying. And I got a tardy because he's like, I knew it was you. Nobody else has hair up that high. I'm like, damn it. But my body, like, that's still so wrong. It still bothers me. Childhood trauma. See how I remember that? I don't remember anything else except a tardy that I didn't deserve. Because my body was in. So anyways, Hugs to you, Samantha. If I win the lottery, I'll travel and all meet everyone on here and have a beer and a chat with you all. Thank you all personally. And yeah, we're not all that far apart from each other. Maybe we can do a Niagara Falls trip, except our friend from England, you might have to travel in. um, have you, Nathan says, okay. It, like with the dating thing, it kind of sucks. Kind of sucks. And yeah, it does suck. Special hire room, hotel. What are you saying? Are you behaving? I'm bebopping. I lost my track. That'd be nice. Oh my gosh. Hold on, guys. I think I need to catch up. Let me click, 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 click. So as I do that, why don't you click that like button with my algorithm? That really does help. Philly's nuts. Actually, Philadelphia, there's been like, isn't it pretty dangerous? I believe there's like a lot of stuff going on. Oh goodness, we got some Das Gut. I got to read some German in a second. I've never heard that audibly from my husband that I was pretty or anything. Oh, Samantha. Well, I told you today. Yeah, and that's sad. Narcissists, sometimes they don't. They focus on the negative. So they might be like, why are you wearing that? Can't you wear something better? And that hurts, you know? So you never audibly heard that you were pretty or anything like that. You hear put down. So, but that's okay because you know who you are and you know you're beautiful and you know you have a good soul. And oh, Blitzkrieg, Rudolph Donner, and Blitzen Donner, and Blitzschneb, Zem, Blitzneb, Donner, and Prancer, and Vixen. And are we talking about, and I'm not trying to be offensive, are we talking about the reindeer? On Donner and Donner. Samantha has younger kids. She might be fresh in her mind. Is that what you're talking about, Stefan? And I with 8 little tiny reindeer. Oh, we got to check our Santa cam because in an hour and a half, Santa might be here. Stefan, do you guys over in Germany, the Dutch people, they leave out, what is it, carrots? And one other thing, do they carrots and milk? They do carrots in their wooden shoes. That's what my mom did when she was a kid. Carrots and chocolate, maybe. What do you guys do for Santa? We do milk and cookies. So, Sam, I'm sorry about that though. Stefan says nobody would admit it to be from Philly. Um, yeah, from what I heard, is it can be kind of dangerous. I grew up by Detroit too. Also went to Benton Harbor area, which ended up being worse than Detroit, both in Michigan. Sam says, "Oh, Stefan, guten Tag. Ich bin's 31. Sprechen Deutsch just a little, haha." In Samantha's accent, not mine. But I think you understand it. If not, you can probably sprechen Deutsch. Philly's nuts. I'm trying. I didn't study German. Stefan, hey Samantha, I love your name, like Melissa. And Samantha says that'd be nice, horseman. John, oh my gosh, one gerbil. Angel just came out to snuggle with me and is giving me gerbil hugs and kisses. She's too much. Yeah, where's my Dixie, dude? I don't even. Actually, Pop. I didn't leave her outside, did I? Dixie. All of a sudden, I just had this like, did I leave my dog? I don't think I did. Dixie, honey, hold on. Okay. You gotta love your dogs. She's standing by the door. She just started this recently where if she gets hungry, she thinks she has to go outside. And so she lays by the door. I think she's scamming me. I let her out right before this live chat, and that was only like an hour and a half ago we started. You know, and my OnlyFans. I don't have an OnlyFans. My Instagram, though, I wrote it wrong in the description. I think it's at A_soul_survivor dash Cynthia. It gets confusing and I need to correct it. I don't know the exact, let's see. I don't know how to look it up. So for my web address, I'm still a little naive on this kind of stuff. So my Instagram is right here. It's yeah, like it's underscore Cynthia. So I'll type that in for you guys. And I think you gotta do at. I don't know exactly how you guys uh and I don't know if it's case sensitive. If it's case sensitive, you're gonna have to hit me up again. But here is my Instagram. And I do not have an OnlyFans because it would probably bog down the internet. Too many fans. I couldn't please them all. I'm just kidding. So yeah, John, that's really nice. Like pets can really brighten our day and give us some comfort. And Horseman says, I went to a friend's wedding in Fancy Farm, Kentucky. Are you being sarcastic or is there a fancy farm? Kentucky, I've been there many times. You went there years ago. He lives out there. Now his wife's family made me laugh when I was there. Sense of, well, hold on. I got it. I click on it and it gives me a hard time. What is it doing? Why does it do that? Oh, okay. Oh, John, you're my height. So they can be pretty funny. Definitely. It's a different way of life. Nathan says that I think a lot of short guys feel self-conscious or even talk again. I mean, feel self-conscious of being with the taller women. It's more the tall guys that are more self-conscious. The short guys are like, yeah, I don't care. I want to be with you. And the tall guys, because the tall guys are supposed to get smaller women. It's weird how that works. Like an inch or two shorter. But yeah, the short guys, it's almost like they want to be, maybe it's even more of a challenge, you know. It's interesting. You would think that that's not how it works in my life. So, and people too can overcome, not really come up and tell you what their insecurities are. I think it's just that the tall guys are used to being tall. They're tall in this world. I'm 6'1", and so the guys who are like 6 foot, it's like, what the fuck's going on? Like, I'm not used to this. So I think it's like a blow to their ego. The short guys are just used to it. They're used to being short and they have to talk to tall people all the time. So that's just my take on it. But you can be, Nathan, that's just my experience. Horseman says, they said they loved my accent, but theirs to me was fantastic. I said, hello, how are you? They said, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Yeah, down there they do have that drawl. We went to a restaurant called Po Folks, P-O, like poor, P-O apostrophe, Folks, F-O-L-K-S. And it was down in Kentucky. And they went to take our order. And they're like, how y'all doing? I'll get that right out, ma'am. And my sister's like, that's so cute. And we're like, what? She's like, that's so cute. They're really getting into the act. And we're like, no, that's how they talk down here. She's like, And she thought they were putting on an act. It was such a heavy drawl. So, and that's D-R-O-L-L, I believe, which just means accent, basically, a Southern accent. Wheeler says, yes, you do, Sam. Samantha says, anyone sees you, I'm positive they go right past me, Cynthia. You're sweet. I don't think so. It depends. You never know. I'm sure of it. You're gorgeous with gorgeous personality. Well, thank you. You're shorter, though. I bet you'd win more than I did. But thank you. I appreciate that. And you're beautiful, too, and sometimes, I beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Because I told that story about, growing up, my best friend's husband. I got a couple best friends, but her husband is like, no offense, but your body disgusts me. He's like, I love my wife and I'm not attracted. And it's kind of like, where's this coming from? Like, I didn't ask you. But his preference was a heavy person. Some people like the tall people, some people like the short, some people only want redheads, some people. So, that's why we shouldn't compare ourselves to others, because I'd still love to hang out with you. I'd still love to hang out with you, Sam. You're always so sweet to me. Sam says, big hugs, Nathan. A lot of love. Stefan, we hire Slayer and he allies to punish all bad people. Oh, got some vengeance going on. Sam says, oh, Cynthia. Yeah, and we're friends. We really are, Sam. You're welcome. Nathan says, Cynthia, you should do a New Year's Eve show live chat. That would be the bomb. We could all celebrate the new year, unless our other friends here have other plans. I'm planning on it. I was kind of wondering if I should do you guys want actual New Year's Eve at midnight? So comment below on what you want. I will accommodate, but you got to let me know. Because if I go on at like 7 and you guys are like, I want a New Year's, I had to have to relog in. I think I get 4 hours and then I got to redo it. So, yeah, I was thinking maybe, I don't know, 9, 10 o'clock. If you guys want to do actual, and I thought to accommodate too, we can help people celebrate from different time zones. So Sam says, I love who I am regardless of how pretty I look or not. And I could tell you have some self-confidence to you, and that's good. Because you do kind of stand up to your man too. You don't take all this shit. But he doesn't want to hear the stop. He just, he does need to stop though. And that's where it gets hard. My heart goes out to you. I know my beautiful kids. And so John says, you're a special person, Samantha. Yeah, we're starting to get to know you. Horseman says, good on you, Sam. Yeah, get that confidence going. And there you can see where I posted my Instagram. Stefan says, what music band had the most impact on your life? Haha, I guess not Slayer, but maybe Motley Crue. Are you asking me or everybody or somebody in particular? I was so sheltered. I don't even know. Christian rock. Does that count? I like Eminem now. I like when I was growing up, it was like the Madonna, the Michael Jackson, the Prince, and a very strict father as far as G-rated wasn't safe enough. So, Tiffany, I think we're alone now. Debbie Gibson. I like Britney Spears. Like she was during my daughter's time. I don't know. I was a DJ at my college. So WAYN, Wayne State Radio, right by WDET, Detroit. But the Warrior, We Are the Warriors. I played that song like 3 times in a row. I'm like, I don't care. I'm the DJ. I like this song. I'll play it 3 times. And yeah, I'm kind of naive on. I know what I like, but I don't know necessarily the genre or who sings it. And that radio station did like Skinny Puppy type stuff, more alternative. So that stuff didn't sink into my head as much. I like club music. Like I like to go dancing, and I like things with the upbeat and stuff. And I'm gonna plug it. I was in that video with Dusty Lee, Drunk Me. I'm gonna type that because I want you to see it. Like I kind of like that kind of vibe now, and you'll get to see me dancing on stage with Dusty Lee. It's just quick. I'm in it 4 times, but super quick. But in the first 30 some seconds, you'll see me. If you feel like seeing it, you don't have to. That was like the best time of my life. Most of them. You saw Michael live in 1997, and is it Munich? Is it? I believe that's how you say it. How cool! How cool! Is that the Thriller tour? 97. That wouldn't have been Thriller. Thriller would have been like 82 or something. Um, Wait, I see you guys are making plans. Oh wait, making plans for New Year's? Is that what it is? Oh, you sent me a mission. I'm so new to that. So JG, I'll have to check out that message on Instagram. Hopefully I remember tonight. Blue Oyster Cult, yes. Uh, or from my chat name, Blue Oyster Cult. Is that something with Soul Survivor? Uh, hmm. I got your accent right. You're lifelong Ohio. Ohio. I'm a lifelong Ohio. I don't think I have an accent. Yeah. Say Ohio. You do. I'm from Ohio. Said with love. Yeah, that'll be nice. Go Ohio. We are Ohio State. Ohio State. uh, I guess not Slayer. I uh, I don't know. Like I like that stuff. You gotta fight Beastie Boys. What about the Beastie Boys? I do like Motley Crue. I do like Slayer. Those are some. Um, I like Pantera, uh, Nickelback. So I don't know. Um, ACDC. Uh, it's Sean Cassidy when I was growing up. Do you remember Sean Cassidy? Did you run, run, run? Did you run, run? Also, Barry Manilow. I like Barry Manilow because it was something like "shake your ass, shake your ass," and I'm like, we can swear we're singing. So then I was like, uh, 8, 9 years old. At the end of the song, it's like "shake your ass." And I'm like, I'm just singing, Mom. I don't know what I'm saying, and I did. You know. I had a this is crazy. I had a crush on Bobby Vinton, blue suede shoes. I don't know why I had a crush on him. Also, the Monkees. I had a crush on Davy Jones until my dad said, Davy Jones, he's dead. He's dead at the bottom of the ocean. There's a Davy Jones locker. But from the Monkees, I saw that was the first concert I went to was the Monkees, and they had the three of them. Uh, because the other one got rich because his mom invented liquid paper. Did you know that? Mike Nesmith or whatever his name is. Uh, Ohio. Stefan says, oh, and tell me what you mean by my chat name if you're talking to me. Sam says, oh, John, thank you so much. So are you. And I'll have to check that out, JG. Sam says, Horseman, yes, Southern people are very nice. I like their accents as well. I do. I like their accents. And Stefan, hey, Samantha, want to date? Hey, hey, hey. Sam's married. United flies to Munich from Denver South. Fro, Newark, Chicago, and DC. Man, that's an expensive date. Heck, even the pretzel at the it's like $1,200 for the airfare, $500 for a pretzel. And where are we? So I don't know. See, Stefan really knows how wonderful you are, Samantha. You got a date. Nobody's asking you. Wheeler Nathan, New Year's Eve would be great. Let me know what time you guys are thinking. Nathan, you're Eastern Standard Time, aren't you? I don't know if I have a sparklier dress in this. Would you guys be mad if I reuse? I got more sparkle necklaces. Horseman says, Sam, I think it's great. We went on from trips out whilst we were there. I can remember going, I got to catch up on you guys. Sorry. I see I'm slacking. We went on some trips while we were there. I can remember going to a place one day. I think it was called Paducah. Paducah. I got friends in Paducah. Yep, it is Paducah. And in Walmart, they had guns. Yeah, yep, yeah. Paducah's kind of a rough part. A lot of drugs there too. Horseman, is that normal there that you can just buy guns? Trying to remember what they're. We now have in Michigan, we can have open carry, right? If it's registered. Um, I don't know. Kentucky law. They probably do open carry. They're probably a little more lenient. Sam says, "Love you, Cynthia. We really are friends." Stefan says, 1997. Um, you saw Michael. I bet that was a trip. He's a performer. And that's really sad that he's gone. Now there's some people saying that I heard a video, and we got to be careful on what we hear, but he had said something like, it's going to be paraphrased, but something like he was afraid somebody was going to kill him, kind of. And also, you wonder about Prince. The Illuminati is what some people think, so I don't know. Kind of makes you wonder. Stefan says, but I hope for some White Snake or Skid Row. That's some good stuff too, you know. Like I said, I'm very naive. It'll stimulate my mind again. But I would be the type to just listen and not put those names into my head, but they'll re-stimulate if you bring them up. Horseman Wild, Stefan, I bet that was amazing. Asking what famous people we've met. I met Bob Probert from the Red Wings. I met myself. I'm just kidding. Dusty Lee, a couple of different concert people. Who else have I met? Many football players, but I'm not really into football, so I don't really remember who they were that bad. Horseman, where are you from again? Sam, that's great. We went on some trips. Hold on. Why is it moving? Sorry, it did that. Nathan says, I love to see you sing and dance, Cynthia. That would be cool for the new year in 2022. Yeah, but then I got to charge admission if I'm going to sing and dance. Give them the old razzle dazzle, razzle dazzle. Still remember routine. Sam says, Horseman, yes, we're a country governed by the Constitution, and yes, it's normal to have guns readily available here. Horseman, I can't remember. Are you from Canada? It's Stefan that's from Germany, right? Maybe Horseman is from Canada. You guys got your Mounties. I'm trying to remember that. Yeah, Samantha, you're right. Interesting that it's Horseman if you are from Canada, because I just said Mounties, which are cops on horses. We're a country governed by the Constitution, and we do have to be registered. You can't have a felony. And there are state to state different laws as well. And Horseman says, LOL, cynical. Your Ohio sounds pretty good. Ohio. I try to mispronounce words correctly. Twisted Sister. Yeah, Twisted Sister was really cool. I forgot about Twisted Sister. My hair kind of looks like it tonight. Horseman, there was a really good American rock band. Oh, I just wish it wouldn't flip flop like that. Because now it looks like it scrolled up, but it scrolled down. So bear with me. There was a really good American rock band I heard the music of when I was there. They were called Hardline. The song is called Hot Sherry. Might be Cherry, but Sherry, like love, hot love. My Sherry Amor. That's a different one. Lionel Richie, I think. Hardline. Hot. I'm believing that says Sherry. Stefan, I don't know that one, Horseman. Stefan says, I will always remember one moment. We were in Las Vegas while a huge rodeo was in town. Rodeos are fun. I was actually in like a low key one where I had to do like a barrel race type thing. It was very low key on a horse, but rodeos can definitely be fun. What do you call a nun who John pipes in? All right, John, thank you. Yeah, we got to get some jokes going. What do you call a nun who break dances? A twisted sister. You crack me up. Yeah, that was a big joke too when I was growing up too. Thank you for bringing that back to my memory. Nathan says yes, yes, Eastern Standard Time. Nathan says I would say 10 or 11 New Year's Eve, maybe like 11. Hold on. Yeah, 10 or 11. Yeah, maybe 11. That way we can catch a couple different people. So comment below. We want to do 11 or 10. Help me out, people. Stefan says, and you can see the people who came for the rodeo. I might do a call to my mom during that time, though. We'll celebrate, and you'll hear my mom. We'll say hi to her. You can all type hello. I got some special things planned for tomorrow. Eastern Standard Time, 10 or 11. And you can see, Stefan says, the people who came for the rodeo while they were in Vegas, the Bellagio played Lee Greasom thing. Proud to be an American. Oh, yeah, proud to be an American. Yeah, that's kind of like popular. Sam says, yes, EST, Stefan. People stood with tears on that fountain while me drunk ran along to make fun of them. Oh, you, well, yeah, if you're not American, you kind of like, why are you so emotional over this? Um, and sometimes that's the thing too, when we don't relate. You once, um, I'm, I once dismissed, is it Diad Hadid at the Diad? I don't know who that is. Dihad. It's Hadid, but I'm not sure who that is. And I don't, Diad, Dihad. I don't know that person. Horseman says UK Staffordshire, originally a place. Isn't it supposed to be sure? Originally a place called Stoke on Trent. We were famous for our pottery. Huh. Horseman. I wish I was from Canada. LOL. Yeah, they got the government health care. The exchange rate now is higher than ours. It used to be the other way around. Like people would cross over. Now, yeah, the Canadian dollar is worth more. So it has changed. And I met my first narcissist in Canada. He was at a divorce party. They got the Canadian Ballet. Do you guys know what the Canadian Ballet is? It's the nude strippers. They were at the Canadian Ballet. John says, whatever works for me. And I appreciate that. Yeah, we'll probably do like 11. Maybe, yeah, maybe. Definitely get a nap in then. Horseman, a good little story for you. If you have heard of Robbie Williams, the singer, he is from my hometown, and we worked on his house a few years ago. He was brilliant. We had him plastering with us. I don't know. I know we have a Robin Williams that passed away who was an actor, but I don't know who Robbie Williams, the singer, is. But that's cool. It's cool. Like the lifestyle of it's kind of neat. Like all the stories they have, the places they've gone, and the behind the scenes gets interesting too. Horseman says, and helping us on his own property. He's massively famous now, but I will say he is very much a normal guy and up for a laugh with the lads. That's nice when they can maintain where they don't get cocky and take advantage of, the people that were there for them. Robbie had a show in Munich last year with a 160,000 people crowd. Whoa. I just went to something this summer, which was 15,000. It's way different than 160,000. Wow. That's fantastic. Horseman says, yes, that's him, Stefan. Stefan. And yeah, crowd. Usually I can figure out what you guys mean. Very cool. So, Stefan asks if I've ever been in Europe. Sadly, I haven't. I saved up to go to France, and um, I was going to go. Went to a Christian high school, and for a year, and I saved up the money. I asked, I wanted to go. My parents wouldn't let me. So even though it was uh, chaperoned, I was paying for it. My parents said no because they knew I liked a French exchange student. But it was like chaperoned. It was through a Christian school. My sister, a couple years later, uh, for her singing group, got to go to England. My parents paid for her to go to England. It wasn't chaperoned. It was like one adult with like all the kids, and the kids, 4 kids per bedroom at the hotel. I was like devastated. It's like I was really into French. I loved the French language, and they never let me go. I've been to Canada. So I've been to China. So I've been to Canada and China and several states in America. And I'd like to go see my Dutch relatives over in the Netherlands. They're still alive. And um, yeah, I have a passport now, so maybe. I don't know. I don't want to get the vaccination, so I don't know what travel is like right now. Um, but Horseman, Cynthia, look up Robbie Williams, the song called Angels. I would love it. Would would your first play? I want to go back to China. Oh, Amsterdam, The Hague. Yeah. Um, Probably straight to see my cousins. I got several cousins over there, and I know they take me around. Um, Definitely Amsterdam, though. Yeah. I want to see the dikes, put on my wooden shoes, and dikes as in like the water retention type things, not females who like females. And I know my sister brought home a little replica of a town, and she gave it to my mom. It was like a building of from the town, and it was from the red light district. She didn't realize that there was a person smoking a joint. There's prostitutes in the window, and my parents are like super strict, and it was just that tiny. You couldn't see. Uh, Stefan, that'd be cool. I also wanted to go to France really bad, to the Riviera, but sometimes too, when we look at things and we can be all bummed out about it, but we don't know. Maybe it was actually a protection. For some reason, we weren't supposed to be there, whether you would have been abducted or a plane crash or, so whatever happens in life, you know, um, there's probably a reason. Um, So, tell you what, if we're going to meet tomorrow, I'm going to send you guys lots and lots of love. Thank you for all those likes. You guys just added some of those likes. That definitely does help with the algorithm. Gets us to know more and more people. The bigger we grow, maybe I can start doing some conferences and meet up with you guys in person. That'd be awesome. So I'm going to sign off with you guys, and I will log back in 24 hours from now. So get some sleep. And maybe no, that's New Year's we're talking about. Tomorrow's Christmas Day. I don't know what time to do a Christmas Day one. Mid-afternoon, or you guys want to do evening again? I don't know what you guys want to do in the evening, because I know some of you might be traveling. I know I'm not sure if Sam will be able to join us. If you guys, we also got that storm though, so I don't know if you guys are snowed in too. So you guys can always contact me, send me a message. I should have my own TV show. Yeah, that'd be cool. I did Hardcore Pawn. Have you ever seen that, where it's like a pawn, PAWN? Anytime is fine with you, John. You're so easygoing. I love it. You've been my biggest support. Drinking or working, Stefan? What do you mean drinking or working? I'm not sure. Why did my sister go to the Netherlands? I'm not sure what the drinking or working, how to answer that. Yes, it's massive here. Anytime is fine with you. I missed something. don't know what's massive. It's massive here. My massive following. Stefan says, "Well, maybe I get stuck at some airport again." Oh, are you traveling right now, or are you saying for a layover? Maybe you can see us. Is his daughter really that miserable? I'm missing something. It, or is it just on the show? Because you have to fly to New York and uh, Chennai, Chennai in January, Shanghai. Uh, the dark-haired lady. Oh, you're addressing the dark-haired lady. Not everybody I can see their profile pictures. I'm missing something, and I like when flights get canceled. The dark-haired lady. It's getting dark. I need to highlight it. I don't. You guys are getting me all confused. hmm. I mean, they send me there. Oh, that's kind of nice if you get to travel for work. You know, sometimes, like my dad, he got to go to Japan and Africa. He was a world representative for air quality control at Ford Motor Company. Um, but I can drink in the business lounge. Oh, okay. That's kind of nice. I got to do that over our buddy who's going to Vegas. We went to one of those uh, VIP type things in those business lounge. That was kind of cool to see that and get a hotel. Hmm. So I will see you guys tomorrow. You like, yeah, John, helicopters are a trip. When I went on one, it just feels like you're levitating. It doesn't, it was weird. How would you describe it, John? I just felt like I was levitating. And I think that's because my first was my dad's cousins owned a helicopter and an airplane. Um, and so we went in the helicopter and then we went in a four-seater plane and he was doing like dives. It was like a roller coaster, but worse. That was the scariest time of my life. Stefan, I don't think my bank does much in Vegas. Okay. And John says, you've tried the simulator apps and it's kind of cool flying them. It is. Uh, if you is it ones that you like really controlled? Some of them were probably smoother. The one I went on was kind of like a kid one. Stefan says Deutsche Bank. Oh, Deutsche Bank lost billions in Vegas. So Deutsche was that the one that was connected with the Bitcoin with that one billionaire? And am I saying is it Deutsche? It's not Deutsche. Deutsche. I think it's Deutsche. Yeah, and that was overnight though, wasn't it? What caused that crash? What caused it to was it lost money or I heard too that if you lose it, you can't like if it get people getting locked out that if they forget their password, they can't access their money. And it was about the Cosmopolitan Hotel. Okay. Wow. A lot of money, a lot of bad business. Crazy stuff. Well, guys, big hugs to you. I will see you tomorrow if you can log in. I will aim for that Christmas Eve thing. And thanks so much for joining. Merry Christmas, guys. Take care. I'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Good night, guys. I haven't watched The Big Short. I haven't watched that yet. I see Stefan's asking. Horseman says good night, and I'll see what The Big Short's all about. Take care, John. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for being such a good support, and see you soon. Bye, guys. Oh,